we've got to have this guy play and play well right now. I mean, we need him to come in here. If he's a bust, we've not done our job right here.
Chuck, I know you and Bo well, and I knew you'd probably ask that. And so I wrote down 10 players that I think there's probably more.
There.
There's 10 players I wrote down with knowing that one of you two would ask that question.
Go.
I wrote down Chris Marshall at wide receiver, Lakai Rowe. Well, let me do this, Puppy. Chris Marshall at wide receiver, Bryant Williams and Terrence Roberson at offensive tackle, Malachi Braylon from Memphis at offensive guard, Carter Stoutmire and Christian Harrison at safety, Xavier Sims, a defensive tackle from Oregon, and I think I said Chris Marshall, but Lakai Rowland and Jaheim Johnson at corners, and Kamari House at linebacker. Those to me, that's 10 kids, guys. If I didn't leave somebody out, but that's 10 kids I wrote down because I knew you'd probably have to, and that's legit. Those are legit 10 guys that they really need to step up there. Sorry, now there'll probably be some others, but even if there's not, if you get 10 starters right there, and those are some important positions. You got 3 offensive linemen, 2 corners, 2 safeties, a linebacker, wide receiver. So, I mean, we're talking pretty important positions,
I know the linebacker from North Carolina had a lot of production. That's a thing that Cignetti, and I don't want to get into this cliche of everybody's got to do it like Cignetti now.
Right.
But I do love the idea in the philosophy that you go get guys that have produced somewhere else.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I picked up a bag of donuts, the little chocolate donuts. Chuck ate the whole thing.
That's not true. That is not true.
He ate the entire bag.
That's not true.
And then,
in one setting.
And then went to have his eye procedure done in the afternoon. And they were going to put him under. And they said, have you eaten in the last 24 hours? And he said, only a whole bag of donuts.
And then on top of that, I ate a kolache when I was headed home.
Yeah.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it. The show of record for Razorback fans.
At my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's put on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly. Oh my gosh, that's exactly right. That'll wake you up right there. That will wake you up. That is worse than an iPhone alarm clock right there.
Whoa.
My God. Gentle Ben was at the send-off yesterday for the softball team. And Edward went over and got that natural sound. That's what we call it. Yes. Oh my God. Man, that was quite a moment. And you can imagine the reaction when the softball team was leaving yesterday.
Wow.
Bart, you go over there yesterday for the big send-off?
I was not there.
Yeah?
No, I was not there.
You got your bags packed?
Bags are packed, ready to roll.
Are you leaving from here?
No,
you're going back home.
Going back home.
Okay.
Got a couple things to take care
Okay.
of. Errands to run.
Yeah.
Things of that nature, and then we'll be on the road to Oklahoma City.
I know that, you don't use the term biorhythms the way I do, but I think yours are peaking right now. I mean, I really do. Am I wrong? I mean, Bart walks in and says, today's going to be a breakfast day. He didn't come in and say, I'm thinking about breakfast, or I'm getting kind of hungry.
Declared.
He declared
it was a declaration
that today would be a breakfast day.
Well, look, sometimes somebody's got to take charge.
I understand, and I appreciate that. I mean, I do. At some point, someone's got to take the bull by the horns, and you didn't waste any time today, so I give you full credit for that. But so you'll be in Oklahoma City by
this time tomorrow.
You will have already made the town your own by this time tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean,
something like that.
What's your ETA today?
Gonna try to get there around 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
3:30.
Beat the traffic.
Sometime in that.
Tell you
in
what,
that
you better not
window.
wait too late. Better not wait too late.
There are a couple press conferences today. Stuff like
wow.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to work.
Who's having a press
Going to work.
conference today?
I think every team.
Oh, really?
Every team.
Okay.
Every coach.
All right. So you'll immediately go to the site. In all probability.
That's kind of my plan.
Yeah. Wow. Big day. That is a big day. I wish you well. Do you go to Tulsa or do you go to Fort Smith? How do you make it work?
I haven't decided yet
Yeah.
because
I've gone both ways.
I've gone,
Yeah.
as have every time I plug it into Google Maps or Apple Maps, it tells me to go the other way. So I'm, just kind of.
Well, sometimes sometimes Google Maps, I mean, they'll make a decision based on like 10 seconds.
Right.
And 20 seconds later, it's not the right decision anymore.
Right.
And, but you're stuck.
The route through Tulsa is shorter by distance.
But
by
then you
about
hit that
30
Tulsa
miles.
traffic.
Well, depending on the time of day.
It does
it's
depend on
fine.
the time of
It's
day.
fine.
It does.
Oklahoma, if you go down through Fort Smith, it's going to be, about 30 miles longer, but it's about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So just kind of depends on what you want to do.
I hear
So,
you. As I say,
I'll probably
I've
stick
done
to
it
the
both
turn. I'll
ways.
probably stick to the turnpike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Get that 85-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Yeah, I hear you. And then the bill in the mail. The bill in the mail.
I've got a
will
pike
come.
pass.
Oh,
so
do
it-
you
yeah,
really?
yeah.
Wow, you're big league.
Yeah. Well, I've got family in Tulsa.
Every
My
time
family's in
I
Tulsa,
go
so-
over there, I think, I got to get a pike pass. I got to get a pike pass. It would pay for
doesn't-
itself.
Yeah, it doesn't matter so much anymore now that you don't have to stop and pay tolls.
Yeah, but here's what happens.
you still get a discount.
Here's what happens. They send you that bill. And sometimes I can only speak from personal experience.
Sometimes you just don't pay.
Well, it just gets tossed in the pile of I'll deal with that next week, and next week becomes the week after, and the week after, and then all of a sudden the fine's up to $50, and I ain't paying that. And
I've got one of those sitting right. in
you
my
know what I'm
pile.
talking about.
I think it's like $13.
Yeah,
right now.
well, it's going to start
It-
doubling
I
and
know.
tripling in
I
a
know.
hurry, and
know.
I can just tell you from personal experience, they don't play.
I paid
They
like
don't
a
play.
$60 one.
Yeah, I've
like
done
this
that.
time last
Oh,
year.
it's
Yeah.
brutal.
It was
Yeah,
like
I mean,
the
it's
sixth
horrible.
bill in my. Yeah,
I am
tough.
with you on that.
they do make it really easy to pay it, which is the
I
worst
know.
part.
I know. They.
Which is the worst part.
Yeah.
I like the old days. Back when you drove to Tulsa and you stopped, and
Yeah.
you'd get back into Tulsa late at night. You'd be driving back home, and maybe there wouldn't be anybody at the toll booth, and you just zip right on through there. Then watch your rear view for about 5 miles, waiting on the cop to come up and pull you over. That doesn't happen anymore.
We'd always stop.
Instead,
at,
you pay $60 bills.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We'd always stop at the bank and get a roll of quarters before we went
Yes,
out.
yes, that's
And
exactly right.
Now it's.
They've taken all the
ridiculous.
fun out of it.
I know.
They have taken
Throwing
all
the quarters at the machine.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
And
What
those-
happened to the Great American
I
Road
know,
Trip?
I know.
Sometimes from the back seat, I got to throw the quarters in.
Oh
when I
yeah,
was a
that was a
kid.
staple.
Mm,
Mhm.
with your offhand.
Yeah, the left hand.
Yes,
The left hand,
Yes,
yeah.
you always had to do it with your offhand. So it was there was an art to it. Yeah,
What
that's,
has the world become?
Well, not exactly what it was back
gone to
then.
hell in a handbasket.
It's gone to hell in a
Digital age.
handbasket. Well, it's 6:08. Boys, we've killed 5 minutes as we step into the program
More work
today.
to do.
There was a send-off yesterday for the softball team, and this is what Courtney Deifel had to say.
It's being resilient, knowing that you're going to get punched and you got to punch back and you got to turn the page and you have to have short-term memory a little bit, but learn. And we've been through a schedule. We've been through adversity. We've been through all those things that battle test you to get you ready for this. And I think that we are prepared for it.
Is that what you do, Bar? When somebody punches, you got to punch right back.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
you
I
know.
mean, if I'm not much, I'm not much of a fighter, but yeah. If
Don't
somebody,
sell yourself short. now.
if somebody punches me in the
Don't
face, I'm
sell
gonna punch
yourself
back.
short.
Yeah.
now. I can't wait for him to play. I think it's going to be fun. And the good part of a short week is we're at Wednesday.
That's right.
So the ball game's tomorrow night. Tomorrow's game day. And Arkansas will play at, 8:30 or so tomorrow night
Ish.
against, 8:30-ish tomorrow night against Nebraska. It is National Grape Day, and it's also National Flip-Flop Day. I'm neither eating grapes nor wearing flip-flops right now. So, but that's the story today. We got a wide variety of birthdays today. Wild Bill Hickok and
Bill.
Andre 3000.
Yeah.
All on the same day.
That's right.
I mean, what a day to celebrate.
Spanning the genres.
Yeah. Hubert-
Only the way the Chuck and Bo show can.
Hubert Humphrey,
Who's
Cornelius Vanderbilt.
I gotta look up like 90.
Yeah. Anybody was born. Hubert Humphrey died before you were born, I guess. Sam
died before I
Snead.
was born.
Yeah,
Sam Snead died before old Riley was born.
Yeah. So,
Slamming Sammy Snead.
boy, it's really sad that I remember all these people. And I mean, not Cornelius Vanderbilt, but
Your close personal friend.
yeah, my close
Cornelius.
personal friend. I do remember Hubert Humphrey. I do remember Sam Snead and Jeff Bagwell's birthday's today. And I mean, we're all a fan of Andre 3000. So, those are the guys celebrating today. Otis Kirk's going to be with us a little bit later today. And Justin McLeod from D1 Softball is going to join us at 8:30 this morning, and we'll get his breakdown on the regional or the Women's College World Series. Regional for the men. We'll talk about that as we move through. They're going to have a send-off today, too. 3:30. I don't know if Gentle Ben's going to be there or not, but I would imagine a lot of people will be there today. And they'll travel today and play on Friday, right around 5 o'clock up in Kansas. I'm dying to get to this cut from Mike Elko. I don't know if I should play it now or at the first break and then come back and play it. What do you think? I want to talk about it. Maybe we should hit a break.
Let's hit a break.
All right, let's hit a break. We're going to come back, talk about Mike Elko. He's got a cut from the SEC meetings down in Destin yesterday. I will never be an Aggie, but I appreciate what Mike Elko had to say. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's 611-877-377-6963. That's the number that'll get you into the program. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Wins like that those are just good for your soul, man. Those are beautiful.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There's nothing like a day at the ballpark.
Cold Yingling Lager. First pitch. That's how you start it right.
From the oldest brewery in America, it's smooth, balanced, and built for baseball.
But you know how it gets out there. That Arkansas sun's no joke.
That's why you bring a backup plan.
Yingling Light Lager. Crisp, refreshing, and ready when the heat kicks in.
Start with lager,
Switch to Light Lager.
and stay cool from the first pitch to the final out. Proud sponsor of the Arkansas Razorback.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Life is better with community banking from First Security, where personal connections make a difference every day. Families get bankers who know their names, know their needs, and love to help. Businesses work with responsive lenders who make fast local decisions that help build success. And communities thrive with First Security because our team is rooted here too. Choose the power of personal. First Security. Bank better. FSbank.com, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Bo, and what if home meant waking up to bent grass fairways, mountain views, and a community that actually feels like one? Big Creek Golf and Country Club in Mountain Home, Arkansas has just released brand new home sites right on the golf course. The first new construction in 20 years. These are premium properties in a safe, welcoming community surrounded by the natural beauty of the Ozarks at a price that might surprise you. Go big and go home. Visit BigCreekGolf.com today. That's BigCreekGolf.com.
Just so you know, and we've talked about this from day one on the show, nobody's safe in here.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Customer service is a buzzword. People just throw it out there. What is it to you? Showing up when you say you're going to show up, returning phone calls, providing the service that you promised to provide. Because, I mean, if we're all asking to get paid for what we're doing, we need to do what we're getting paid for. And do it with a good attitude and being responsible, not only responsible to show up, but responsible to the relationship.
A relationship you can count on from Clay Maxey and the folks at Teamwork Roofing and Construction. TeamworkBuilt.com. Built on quality, powered by teamwork. You know, fine jewelry is about more than just a beautiful piece. It's about the experience of finding it. I did that with Blakeman's. They are the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Blakeman's has been Northwest Arkansas's trusted destination for exceptional jewelry, providing our community with over 35 years of personalized service, world-class diamonds, and crafted custom pieces. Discover the difference of a true luxury experience at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers. Blakeman's, where Arkansas gets engaged.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today.
Imagine raising your family somewhere safe, welcoming, and genuinely beautiful, where the kids have room to roam, the neighbors know your name, and the weekends are spent on the golf course, the lake, or the trails. That's Big Creek Golf and Country Club in Mountain Home, Arkansas, a vibrant community with year-round events for all ages, world-class outdoor recreation, and brand-new home sites now available for families ready to put down roots. Small town, big life. Visit BigCreekGolf.com today and get more info.
Never miss a moment of the show thanks to the Chuck and Bo Show on Demand, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Stream the podcast version of the show on Spotify or Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show. I've learned so much just off the air today, listening to Bart and Edward and Riley. I'm really out of touch. I mean, I really am.
With what?
With everything.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
As I said before the break, I'll never be accused of being an Aggie. But I do like Mike Elko and what he had to say at the SEC meeting yesterday in Destin. You know, they're talking about the playoff, and for those that don't know, they're having the SEC meetings right now at the Sandestin Hilton down in Destin, Florida. And all the coaches are there, the ADs, their families. It's a big vacation. And they're doing a little business. It's a working vacation, as they call it.
Lightly working.
Yeah. Well, look, I think people understand that, and people mix work and vacations all the time. So I'm not going to cast stones, but I appreciated what Mike Elko had to say, Texas A&M coach.
I don't know why you guys ask us. Like, why do you care what we think? Like, it doesn't matter what we think. I've said this before. I think there's two sides to that conversation. I think there's a good of college football where we better be really careful. I don't know why we're trying to become a trophy sport. I don't understand why that's something that we're trying to do. Then there's self-preservation, right? And so if you really ask me on record, what does Mike Elko want? I want 40, because then I'll make it and then I won't get fired.
but you will if you don't go deep enough in the sport.
That'll take a few years, and in a few years we'll readjust, and then I'll want something else. Have you not been around this thing long enough?
At least he's honest. I mean, he's being asked about, what do you think about the expansion of the college playoff? And self-preservation is the biggest part of everything that you hear. And that's what I don't know if fans, and I include myself in that, I don't know if we've fully figured this out. These people are not talking about what's good for college football. They're talking about what's good for them. Period. End of story. If it happens to be good for college football as a whole, well, that's a bonus, but it's not required. And I'm just glad to hear somebody say, hey, you're asking us coaches like, we're the ones to ask. We're not the ones to ask. We want everybody in. We don't want to get fired. We got a gravy train going. And I don't fault any of them for doing it. I mean, they're at the top of their profession. They should be well paid. Now, I think they're paid too much. but lots of people are. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that that's the only thing that's ruined the sport. But at least Elko's honest enough to say, the more teams we get in, the less likely I am to get fired.
Yeah, why do you think the Big Ten wants this, right? Why do you think the Big Ten is so in favor of it? It's because half that league is, at least half that league is terrible from year to year. And so it gives them more spots in the playoff, meaning you've got coaches that coach bad teams that are making the playoffs. That's why they want it. They want Iowa in the playoff. Kirk Ferentz wants Iowa in the playoff every year if he can get there. If it's a 64 team playoff, if that's what it takes, that's what he wants.
There's nothing like watching a good Iowa.
I mean, that's the thing, man.
Roger's on the line in Fayetteville. Roger, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, sir. Last week I called and said something about an antitrust thing going on with the ESPN. I wasn't intelligent enough to really get down to what the issue is, but I think that what's going on in the dialogue among the coaches is exactly correct. And here the SEC commissioners say we lose about $100 million if we don't have a championship game for the SEC. And I think that that's what I think I was really trying to get to is where is the money flowing? He's going to lose money if they expand it into a big playoff thing.
Well, you see, I'm going to stop you for just a second, and then you can continue. The one thing that has become very clear is they are not going to do away with the SEC championship game. The actual figure is $50 million is what they make roughly off that championship game, and it's 5% of their overall budget. That's 5% of their take from that one game. So it's not going away. There's going to be an expansion of the playoff, but I'm hard-pressed to believe that these football conference championship games are going away. It's just impossible for me to believe they will.
I agree with you, and I hope that never goes away, because it is bragging rights in all regions around the country, and even you go to Arkansas Tech and their league that they win the conference championship. That's bragging rights. It may not be the same level of football because of NIL and portal and so on and so forth, but at least you've got somebody that's experiencing competition at a level, and they're taking that for the rest of their life as they grow into more into the professionals periods that they go through in their life. I strongly agree with you. Conference championships are a must maintain for every league in the country. That's my take on this. And I'm sorry ESPN doesn't agree. I don't like if there's going to be 4 teams or 6 teams, 8 teams, whatever, at the end of the year that are going to be in a playoff format, that's a blessing for those that can compete at that level. But I think we got a good system now with conference championships going to playoffs and the bowl series. It spreads the money around and gives every university an opportunity to fund their programs athletically.
All right, Roger. Thanks for your call. I appreciate you tuning in this morning. 877-377-6963 is the number that'll get you into the program. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not a huge fan of conference championship games. I mean, I think they're okay. I think it was a novel idea. The SEC was the first to do it. Not everybody followed suit immediately, although that certainly happened fairly quickly. You also had divisions back then. To me, and we talked about this some with Matt Jones yesterday in terms of baseball, but I think it applies to applies to the other sports too. I did like it when you had divisions. I know there were times when the West was better, and then there were years when the East was better. If you're old enough to remember the 90s, the East was significantly better. As we turned, to the new century, the West got better, and it was superior there for a while. But I liked divisions, and if you're gonna, pardon me, in football have a conference championship game, I think you ought to have divisions. If you're gonna have a tournament in basketball and baseball, I like divisions. I think there's got to be some structure to it. That's just my opinion. I don't suspect it's going to happen. I'm sure there's a good argument on the other side. But if, and I'll rephrase what I said a minute ago, I said I don't see him going away. The reason I don't see him going away is because I'm not sure there's going to be a mechanism in place to replace all of that revenue. And I think for them to do away with the conference championship games, not only do you have to replace that $50 million, you're going to have to make it more profitable than that. Because this is one thing nobody thinks about. We think in terms of television revenue as being the driving force behind all of this. And it is, but don't ever discount from an SEC perspective how much money they make from all the things you see inside that stadium if you're going to watch that game. I don't know if you've ever been into, like, for example, the arena in Nashville where they play the basketball tournament, or the stadium is not so much now the stadium in baseball, but certainly where they play the football game. Walk in there the day before and look at all the signage and look at how the stadium looks, the color, the advertising, and everything. And then go in the next day when it's the SEC's property for the day and look at all the signage. It's like you've walked into a completely different stadium, and millions of dollars change hands based on all that internal advertising and all the internal things that you see when you walk into a stadium. That is a big, big part of the money. And I know that it would probably be even greater if you had 24, however many teams in a playoff. I'm sure of that. But, Bart, I don't think it supersedes that $50 million to the point that they're just willing to say, no, we're not going to have the conference championship game. They're going to have the conference championship game and take the money from the playoff. They'll start this thing the first weekend of August before they're going to give up something late in the year that brings in $50 million.
There's got to be some sort of make good for them to, I think, consider getting rid of the championship game, right? And I think that's in large part why Greg Sankey's been so hesitant to expand the playoff, because he knows that going under the Big Ten's plan or going with the Big Ten's plan would mean getting rid of that championship game and that asset. If I was Greg Sankey, I'd be asking the Big Ten for $50 million or whatever it is that, hey, you want me to go along with this? You can pay me $50 million every single year to make up for the revenue that we're going to lose. And then we can have a conversation. I honestly think that's the biggest holdup right now in all of this. Now, look, the Big Ten is not making things easy. I think they're just acting out of turn, to be perfectly honest. But I think Sankey does hold all the cards. He literally holds all the cards. I don't know if he does or not, because he has to agree to a 2014 playoff for it to happen. If he doesn't, it's not happening.
He's not budging right now. 877-377-6963. It's 6:29. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Dale, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, my gosh. I'm finally on.
You're on.
I've been listening to you guys forever. You guys are awesome.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Getting the job done means tough and reliable equipment, and that's what WT Equipment is known for. A locally family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas, and always ready to help you get the job done. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust, like the legendary Bobcat and more. And they're offering aggressive pricing on skid steers and mini excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcats, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com. teamwork.com. Hey, it's Bo. What should you expect when it comes to a roof or a remodel? Here's Teamwork COO Brett Husky.
We make it easy. That's the first thing. Because when we looked at this, we felt like the process shouldn't be hard. And the easier we can make it for customers, the easier it makes it for us and for our people to continue to do business.
Teamwork Roofing and Construction, making it easy, and now offering financing. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by Teamwork.
Hey guys. You're having a great show today.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
For every million people, we've got 2 NFL players.
Yeah, that's really bad. Among the worst in the country.
It'd be something to speak at to an elementary class about doing whatever you want. Hey, listen.
We've got, what, 310 million people in
You could be
Arkansas?
one of the 6.
310.
You want to be one of the 6? Get started today. Push-ups. Let's go.
That's about right.
Meanwhile, Mississippi, a state with a smaller population than Arkansas, has about 14 NFL players per million people. So dug into the numbers
Less
a little bit.
competition in Arkansas if you want to grow up an NFL player.
Yeah. In the 1970s, Arkansas produced 42 NFL players. In the 1980s, 44. In the 1990s, 33. In the 2000s, 32. In the 2010s, 27. And so far in this decade, which is more than half over, 12. That's the ball game right there.
Sports are part of a small town's identity, not just in Arkansas, but throughout the South, throughout our country. When you lose that, your town loses an identity, and over time you lose hope. And I realize I'm getting in some areas people don't like getting into, and I'll live with that. But I've just watched it, and it is a byproduct. And I'm going to tell you something Ryan Silverfield's doing that I like. I like the fact that he's signing in-state kids. I don't know if they're any better than the out-of-state kids. I have no idea. We'll find out when they get here. But I think it's important for high school football players in our state to feel like they can come play for the Razorbacks. I think that's important. I think it's important for towns to see that. It's part of their identity. It's part of who they are. And you never know when one of them is going to produce the next Traylon Burks or somebody like that, or Darren McFadden or someone. But you got to put yourself in a position to get those kids and to have them out there in the first place.
I appreciate you saying all that. There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Roger and the team are always there to help.
I love it. I've been doing this for 53 years, and one of the things I love most about it is our customers. Part of what makes me love the retail business is just the interaction with my customers.
Macadoodle, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Oakland is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oakland Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas, and they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment. Backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Tools you trust and people you know. The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
I knew I had to show up because after Chuck does a game, we don't know what's going to happen. I don't feel like there's a world where Chuck is not showing up and also lets us know.
That's true. If I don't show up, you need to try to contact me because there's an issue.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arthur says you should have gone to the send-off yesterday and gotten your hug from Courtney Deifel, Bart. Arthur seems to have taken a lot of interest in, like,
my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have formed an online bond. Do you communicate like in your off hours, like, or is it strictly during the show?
No, no. There's no communication.
Does it creep you out?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I mean, yesterday,
No.
Courtney Deifel was on the show, and I had asked Bart during the program if he hugged anyone in the stands after the last out. I knew what the answer was when I asked the question. I just wanted to hear Bart say it because I knew there was a lot of hugging. Let's just be honest. I know there was a lot of hugging in the stands. There's a lot of hugging on the field. And Courtney Deifel, Coach Deifel, remarked that she'd hug just about everybody else, but she didn't hug Bart. And so Arthur saw that as an opportunity for you to get a hug, a missed opportunity maybe for you to get a hug from Courtney Deifel.
No, not entertaining Arthur's text messages.
Hey, let me talk to you just for a second before we play this cut from Van Horn. Let me talk to you about First Security Bank. Despite the way we make it sound sometimes, there really are a lot of good things happening in the world. It's not going to hell in a handbasket. First Security Bank's front and center for all the good things, or at least a lot of the good things, despite what you might think. First Security Bank's right there in the middle of all of it. There are so many good things going on in our state right now, and they've got all the things you need to bank better. And they only do it in Arkansas. But it's more than just banking. They're all in on local support, convenient locations, friendly, local, banking, bank better. That's what they do at First Security Bank. You can check them out online at fsbank.com. Bank better at First Security Bank, member FDIC. Has Van Horn said who he's going to start on the mound? Has he said that?
Have not seen that yet. No.
They're going to travel today, and he'll, I'm sure, have some kind of media. There'll be something over there tomorrow, and I'm sure he'll get asked about it. And maybe he's made a decision. Maybe he's just not told everybody else. It sounds like, though, Hunter Dietz took a line drive, his number one starter. Sounds like Hunter Dietz is going to be okay based on what Dave
He's
said.
doing well. So we'll still monitor that. And when he gets his bullpen session in the next couple of days, we'll see where we're at there and try to figure out how we want to handle it. Do we want to pitch him in the first game? We want to give him another day's rest. We're still lining all that up.
There are decisions to be made here. In fact, I had a back and forth yesterday with a friend of mine about, what the Razorbacks would do, what they should do, what they're going to do, and how they're going to approach this on the mound. Here's the thing about playing Missouri State in the first round. You're playing a team that knows they can beat you. Sometimes in the NCAA tournament, you play a team, and I'm not saying you win the game on reputation, but they've not seen you play. They've just heard how good you are. And so you get into a spot where maybe you've got a little bit of a mental edge on them, based on the fact, again, that they don't know anything about you. But when they've beaten you, they've got a certain confidence level right there. And that all leads me to, do you pitch Hunter Dietz or do you throw off? Do you pitch Gabe Gackle? Do you go with your number one starter? Can you take Missouri State for granted? This is not a 1-4 game. It is a 2-3 game against a team that's beaten you. Bar, what do you do?
Well, you got to do whatever you got to do to win the regional, right? That's the bottom line. And, Dave Van Horn has been through this a time or two. And I trust that he'll make whatever decision is in the best interest of Arkansas winning the regional. You can't lose the first game, right? That's always the thing, whether it's in a regional or Omaha. right? Losing that first game makes it really hard to come back and win because all of a sudden you've got to play more games, you've got to throw more guys, and it's hard to fight your way out of the losers bracket. No matter how good you are, doesn't matter how good a team you are, it's hard to fight your way out of the losers bracket. So I think Arkansas will do whatever they think will keep them out of the losers bracket after game one.
Well, yeah, but is that pitching Dietz?
I don't know because I think, based on how these games against Missouri State have gone this year, it's going to be a slugfest one way or the other, right? So maybe you don't throw Dietz. Maybe you throw off and you throw Gackle or you throw one of these other guys who's been pitching well lately, and see what you get.
I get what you're saying about how you've got to manage your team and make your decisions based on winning the regional as opposed to winning a game per se. But this is the first game, which is the most important game. Unless you play for the tournament championship, this is the most important game.
That's right. No, that's right.
Because if you don't win this game, you're not going to play for the tournament championship. The idea that Arkansas has got enough pitching. Now, I know that there's the idea you can slug your way through a regional, but when I say I think they can slug their way through a regional, that means I think they can slug their way through a regional if they're not coming through the losers bracket. I don't know if they can go. I don't know if they can win 3 or 4 games in a row. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can.
Yeah.
If they find themselves in that spot, they have no choice. But clearly, you don't want to get yourself into that spot. I'm not going to second guess anything they do. I mean, he knows them better than anybody. But from the outside looking in, when someone says he has to throw Hunter Dietz, I'm not going to argue with him. Because if you get thrown into the losers bracket in this thing, your season's probably going to end at that ballpark in Lawrence, Kansas.
No, you're right. And look, there haven't been a lot of times this season when Arkansas's won 3 straight games. Let's just be blunt about that, right? They've strung together some wins, but I'm talking about like winning 3 games over the course of 3 days. They did it at the SEC tournament. They did it against Alabama. They swept that series in Tuscaloosa. But other than that, like it hasn't, with the exception of a non-conference series sweep of Xavier, like that hasn't been something that's happened a lot this year. So yeah, winning the first game is that's the most important game of the regional. To your point, Chuck.
Everyone would love to be in a spot where they get to the winner's bracket game on Saturday night and they've got their number 1 starter ready to go. I mean, that's the ideal spot. That's the position everybody wants to be in. So often over the past several years, it's been Arkansas who was the host team, the number 1 seed, with the luxury of not having to throw their number 1 guy. We'd have to go back and look. I don't know off the top of my head how many winners bracket games Arkansas has gotten into the last few years as the number 1 seed, where the team they were playing actually held their number 1 starter until the Saturday night winners bracket game. I'd have to go back and look. It would take some research. But I just think it's different. In fact, I know it's different when you're the 2 seed as opposed to the 1 seed. Now, if you win Friday with Dietz, at that point, based on what we've seen of late, you better be ready to go out and score some runs. But most of the time, the deeper you get into a regional, you're going to have to score a bunch of runs anyway. And that may be what happens up at that ballpark. I have not been there in so long that I don't recall how the ball carries there. The ballpark, if I remember right, faces toward the southeast. It seems as though, if I remember correctly, when the wind blows, a lot of times it does blow in the direction of left field, maybe not necessarily dead left. I may be misremembering. as Roger Clemens would say. But that's my recollection. But I don't know exactly how the wind's going to play. I know I mean, you're in Kansas. So the idea that it's not going to play a role is probably a little bit, I mean, it's going to happen, I would think. All right, we got to hit a break. 877-377-6963. 644, this is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Well, I've got a lot more rhythm than people realize. The Chuck and Bo Show.
Great people, great prices, and plenty to pick from. You get it all at Fayetteville Auto Parts. Acuras, Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, even a collision center, all at one location. Shop new, used, and certified pre-owned. Plus, Fayetteville Auto Park has hundreds of new and pre-owned automobiles with big discounts starting at under $30,000. Shop our complete selection online at FayettevilleAutoPark.com. That's FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
Arkansas fans know that some things are just timeless, like a spring afternoon at Baum Walker or the roar you only hear at Bud Walton. Our friends at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry believe your milestone should be just as enduring as the Razorback spirit. They've spent over 35 years helping fans celebrate their big moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. Whether you're marking a graduation, an anniversary, or just a big Saturday in the SEC, let their teams help you find that perfect piece. This spring, go big, go bold, and go to Blakeman's in the heart of Pinnacle Hills.
Olympic gold medalists, world record holders, national champions, and more. Watch the greatest track and field athletes in the world compete in Fayetteville for the 2026 NCAA Outdoor Track and Field First Rounds, May 27th through 30th. Witness greatness as world-class athletes look to punch their ticket to the NCAA Championships on campus at John McDonnell Field. Secure your tickets today at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
Hey, it's Bo, and it seems like every day somebody else is asking me about the Sweatnum Edge. It's real. It's a new me. It can be a new you. It's completely changed my energy level and my exercise gains. My mind's clearer. I sleep better. Life's just more enjoyable. If you get drained in the afternoon, or maybe you just can't shake that weight, do what I did. Take the Sweatnum Edge. It's a free consultation. You get your results, and they'll give you a game plan. Just search the Sweatnum Edge or log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com.
Baseball taught me teamwork, dedication, and the power of community. That's why I'm teaming up with Paschal ProPath to give back to charities that give every kid a chance to play. And right now you can pitch in. For every Paschal member signed up today through the end of May, Paschal will donate a portion of every membership to give back to youth sports. Become a member today, help give back in a big way. Pitch in with Paschal ProPath and help support kids in your community. Join today at PaschalProPath.org.
This is Chuck Barrett, and I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye Associates for my recent cataract surgery. They took great care of me. You have to have good vision to be the voice of the Razorbacks, and I'm glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye. I learned patients of all ages have a lot of options when it comes to modern surgery to reduce or even eliminate your eyeglasses. They've been taking care of patients for over 50 years, and that says a lot. So for your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Don't be talking down to people, Bart.
I'm going to talk down to people when they're wrong.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Baseball taught me teamwork, dedication, and the power of community. That's why I'm teaming up with Paschal ProPath to give back to charities that give every kid a chance to play. And right now you can pitch in. For every Paschal member signed up today through the end of May, Paschal will donate a portion of every membership to give back to youth sports. Become a member today, help give back in a big way. Pitch in with Paschal ProPath and help support kids in your community. Join today at PaschalProPath.org.
Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered.
Having what they came down here for in stock on the shelf is very important. You're going to find everything that you could possibly want. I've heard customers tell me, Bo, over the years that they may be sitting around, somebody brings up some weird name whiskey, and somebody will chime in and say, well, if anybody's got it, it's going to be Macadoodles.
Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
There's nothing like a day at the ballpark.
Cold Yingling Lager, first pitch. That's how you start it right.
From the oldest brewery in America, it's smooth, balanced, and built for baseball.
But you know how it gets out there. That Arkansas sun's no joke.
That's why you bring a backup plan.
Yingling Light Lager, crisp, refreshing, and ready when the heat kicks in.
Start with lager,
switch to light lager,
and stay cool from the first pitch to the final out. Proud sponsor of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
That is absurd to me and anybody who has a brain. Like anybody with any active brain cells at all. Like what are you?
I have brain cells, but they're not always active.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bart sent Riley out for breakfast. Ordered coffee. What was with the coffee order, Bart? What was with that? Normally you don't order coffee. What was? What's the story on that?
We are out of cups.
Oh, you want a styrofoam cup?
Here at the office.
I got you.
There's like 100 mugs in the break room.
They all that and they all look filthy.
Bart
like
likes
they
to
have
pollute the planet.
They have not. Looks like they have not been cleaned once in the past decade.
Do you know how long it takes a styrofoam cup to break down?
I'm sure this
Think
will
about
not.
the
Be, I'm
sea
sure
turtle.
this coffee will not be
Didn't
arriving
we just
in a
do
styrofoam
Endangered
cup.
Species Day?
This will not be arriving in a styrofoam cup. I can't imagine.
It's gonna be some sort of
You don't care about the sea
plastic.
turtles?
No, I love sea turtles.
Yeah.
All the endangered animals out there.
Yeah.
Dolphins, stuff like that. You know, you
No, I
really
I love
you
all
don't
of them.
Care about any of that?
No, I care.
Pangolins.
I care about all
Whatever
of them.
Riley said. Pangolin.
Hey, Bobby's in Cave Springs. Bobby, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Good morning. Have you heard about the backyard at Kansas Baseball Park?
I don't know that I have. Tell us more.
Okay. They don't have they don't have enough capacity to host a regional, even though UCLA has even less capacity. But here's what they've done. Out in left field, in the very corner, there on the wall, there is a Big 12 emblem. And then as you pan across to the right, there's a Kansas Jayhawk logo. You know, that child of Woody Woodpecker.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Yep.
Yeah, whatever that is. And then it spells out Kansas Jayhawks as it goes across to center field, where you've got to have a fence and a batter's eye. They've taken out everything from the very corner panel where the Big 12 logo is, all the way to towards center field, and there is, and of course it's chain link fence behind it. There is the backyard, and you're going to be able to go out there and sit like the hog pen. It'll be ticketed, and you'll have to bring your own chairs, but they're not going to let you bring in your own stuff, food or beverage. You're going to have to buy it out there in the little concession stands out there in the backyard. There's trees out there, and apparently they're going to haul in some dirt, and then with the weather forecast being like it is, it's going to be a mud pit. It's one of the greatest things in redneck history. It's unbelievable. You got to see a picture of it. But this is what they're doing to try to increase capacity and sell tickets to Razorback fans, that you can go to the backyard.
Okay.
And you look through a chain link fence at the game. Nothing's sloped. There's no bleachers out there. It's just the backyard out here under some trees, looking through a chain link fence at an NCAA tournament game. Woo!
Are you going? Oh, come on. Come on. It's right up your alley, man. Mine too.
I can play in the mud at home. I do really want to go just to see the spectacle because it's going to be one. There is way too many people that will want to go to this game, not just from Kansas and Arkansas, but from Southwest Missouri State. And they don't have enough room for everybody. And I think it's just going to be an unmitigated disaster. I wish I was going to be there for it.
Well, all you got to do is get in the car and go, man.
Well,
it does sound fun. It sounds fun to watch. If you're outside the fence watching it, it sounds like it'd be a good time.
That's exactly right. It sounds like a lot of fun to watch. It doesn't sound fun to be in the middle of.
No. Well, I mean, maybe if I was a little younger. Maybe, hey, I know in your younger days, you'd have been right out there in the middle of it, too.
I'd have been front center, baby.
Yeah.
But I'm an old man now.
I know. Hurts too much the next day. All right, Bobby, thank you.
I'm looking at a picture of this backyard right now.
Yeah.
It looks like a baseball field down at, like, Walker Park.
Really?
Yeah, like just
So you just go, it's like a free-for-all back there?
Yeah, I guess so. They took out, like, the padded backing and replaced it with a chain-link fence.
Okay.
And fenced it in.
All right. Sweet.
I mean,
what are we doing?
Well, I
What are
mean,
we
they're doing the best they can. Let's just put it that way.
Good for them.
Hey, Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. That's been our answer. When our real estate needs have to be met, and when your real estate needs have to be met by a pro, Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Log on, WeichertGriffin.com. 6:55, Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Hey, here's a Memorial Day sales offer you don't want to miss. Up to $14,000 off MSRP at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Save up to $14,000 when you buy a new 2026 Chevy Silverado. But don't wait. This offer's only good during the Memorial Day sales event at Chevrolet of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park. Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive. Log on to ChevroletofFayetteville.com for complete details.
Man, I love spending time at Big Creek Country Club and Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark. Members enjoy it all. They've got state-of-the-art practice facilities, dining, events, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, as well as tennis and pickleball courts. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. Big Creek Country Club and Mountain Home. Your home away from home.
You know, I love talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, and Bo's latest selling experience is a perfect example of why. Within 5 minutes of listing his home, Bo had a showing, and just 2 days later, he had an offer. And just like my own experience with them, they took care of everything from start to finish. That's what you get when you work with a trained real estate professional. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, has been turning houses into homes since 1978, serving Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and Branson. For more information, log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
Interviews, highlights, behind-the-scenes access, and so much more. Varsity Vibe is your go-to for high school athletics in Arkansas. Learn the stories of coaches and players in our Varsity Vibe podcast. See the biggest plays and the best performances highlighted on our social media platforms. And if newsletters are more your style, we've got that too. High school sports at your fingertips. Varsity Vibe, elevating the game.
I don't know if anybody else is having fun, but this is a blast for me.
Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas fans know that some things are just timeless, like a spring afternoon at Baum Walker or the roar you only hear at Bud Walton. Our friends at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry believe your milestone should be just as enduring as the Razorback spirit. They've spent over 35 years helping fans celebrate their big moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. Whether you're marking a graduation, an anniversary, or just a big Saturday in the SEC, let their teams help you find that perfect piece. This spring, go big, go bold, and go to Blakeman's in the heart of Pinnacle Chapel Hills.
We talk a lot about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because our experience has been great. And Bo, you're going through it again right now.
For the second time. My son's a first-time home buyer. Him and his wife got a beautiful home. And for me, I just turned it over to them. They gave me a few things to sign, and it took all the work off my plate. And I just sit back and watch it happen.
That's what happens when you deal with a trained real estate professional. And that's what they are at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can log on to WeicherGriffin.com.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like Flex Banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I do think that there is value in this because, look, I don't know how else to say it. As you build, if you're struggling, as you struggle, all of those things. Sometimes it's better to do it with kids from your own backyard than it is with kids that nobody knows anything about, because you root for kids from your own backyard. And that's one of the things, it's one of the reasons that I think it's important for all programs to sign in-state kids. And I know the portal is going to determine a lot of programs' fates. Maybe Arkansas is one of them. I don't know. But you got to have that core. I also think it grows the game, and it makes it fashionable. Now, you can say, well, it's football. I mean, what are you talking about? Football is already, you don't need to grow football anymore. I think you need to grow the idea that high school football players in Arkansas can go play for the Razorbacks. That's what a generation grew up believing. And I'm not saying it hasn't always been true. The truth is, it has always been that way. But I think the public perception perhaps has changed in that regard. And I think what he's doing there is good. Now, look, if you go out there and you're full of in-state kids and you're, nothing changes, maybe that's not the way to go. But I honestly think, Bart, what he's doing right now, I think long term, I think this benefits a lot of people. I'll just put it that way.
Hey, it's Bo. Thanks for tuning in. Hang out with Chuck and I every weekday morning from 6 to 9 a.m. live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Friggin' roller coaster, man. It's been a bumpy ride. Positives are you look up and you're 17-13 in the SEC. I think a lot of people would probably take that. I mean, nobody who follows us would take that, nor should they. But I think that 17-13 is a pretty good place to be. But it is. It's just been this is a unique year. All of the goals of the team that aren't the goals of the outside perspective are still attainable if you're hooked up.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
the show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm at my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I'm looking at these pictures of this backyard at the Kansas baseball stadium and what it's going to be like this weekend. Kansas has come up with an idea to get more people on the grounds to watch the baseball regional this weekend, of which the Razorbacks are a part. And Bobby alerted us in the last hour to what they've got planned. Basically, what they've done is they have taken out from the center field batter's eye over to the left field line, they have replaced the wall with a fence. And obviously, with it being a fence, you can see through it. Think back to the old days of some of the big league parks. Candlestick Park comes to mind if you're old enough to remember. They had an outfield fence, and you would look through the fence onto the field. That's kind of what this is. They sent out a tweet yesterday promoting this, and I'm going to obviously we do not have visual aids on a radio program.
That left field wall is gone now.
Yeah. I mean, Edward sent us
if
this
you go to
picture.
Kansas Baseball
Yeah.
on Twitter, or I'm sure it's on their Instagram, Facebook as well. You can
Yeah.
see the visual.
Well, here's the deal. We wonder about the hog pen. Bobby said a little bit earlier it's going to be kind of like the hog pen. The one thing that is noticeable is that there's not an incline to this. At the hog pen, in the hog pen, the berm area actually begins up toward the top of the wall. It's not at field level, so to speak. And if you're not on the front row, you can still see because of the incline, because of the berm. This is not going to be like that. This is flat. It's flat. And the ground that, you're going to be standing on in the backyard is right at the same level. It's at field level. So in other words, if you're not on the front row, you're not going to be, a little bit up from the person in front of you. You're going to be directly behind them is where you're going to be. So it's going to be harder to see. It's going to be, I'm going to guess, impossible to see.
I admire what they're doing.
They're giving it their best
I
shot.
admire what they're doing.
This is
I don't necessarily think it's going to work, but maybe it gets some more people into and around the game.
All right, here's the deal. Seriously, let me read this. For those who are planning to go, don't know where they're going to sit. This is an option. You're not going to sit, but this is an option. You can sit if you bring your lawn chairs. It's located behind left field. This is under the banner of Introducing the Backyard. Located behind left field, standing room only, lawn-style viewing. Fans can bring lawn chairs. $25 to get into the backyard. Concessions and restrooms will be available. No access to grandstand seating. So in other words, you're not going to sneak in to the grandstand area from the backyard. There's no access from the backyard. And now they've also got this place they're called the Crimson Club. Now, the Crimson Club is inside Allen Fieldhouse. We told you about how the baseball park was adjacent to Allen Fieldhouse. Entry to the Crimson Club is free. You don't need a game ticket to enter the Crimson Club. Concessions and beverages will be available for purchase inside the Crimson Club. Crimson Club opens 2 hours before each game, stays open 30 minutes after the second game ends. So that's an option. If you want to have a place, I guess, to just hang out, you don't have to have a ticket to get in there. You don't even have to have a game ticket to get in there. But again, I'm with you, Bart. I give him an A for effort. I don't know if it's.
I mean, look.
I don't know how it's going to work, but I'll give him an A for effort.
This is part of, in my mind, the beauty of college sports and sports in general is that sometimes the I hesitate to call Kansas, the University of Kansas, a Big 12 school, a David, but in the world of college baseball, I would consider them a David, certainly not a Goliath. The Davids of the world have really good seasons and get to host regionals. and they've earned that right. And that's part of it, right? It's kind of like European soccer. You have these small-time clubs that get promoted to, the top-tier leagues in their country, and they play at these little tiny 10,000-seat stadiums, and you've got the best teams in the world going to play at those stadiums. That's part of it. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it cool. I mean, hats off to Kansas for trying this. I will say this. What I will say is they're in the Big 12. They're in a Power 4 league. Let's maybe upgrade the ballpark a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's certainly something that you could say. When you look at the picture, and if you're up there, I'm sure it'll be evident. There are a lot of trees. They're nice trees, mature trees. Beyond the left field fence now, used to be the left field wall. It doesn't look like there's a spot where you can bring in portable bleachers. That's the first thing you think of. Can you bring, could you bring in portable bleachers and put them in the outfield there and have people be able to watch the game? I don't see how you can. I mean, you have to look at the picture, but I don't see how you can, based on where all those trees are, that shade and all that stuff. So
who needs that?
Yeah. So, and I don't think they're going to be cutting them down anytime soon. So, the bottom line is they're not going to be able to put seating in back there, but you can bring lawn chairs. But if you're not sitting up front, you're not going to be able to see the game. It looks to me like the most critical investment they could make in all of this is to put a giant screen television, like a golf tournament, basically, back in that backyard area.
Oh, yeah, and then you could at least watch the screen.
Yeah, you put a giant, I mean giant, television that you bring in on rollers.
They do that at Oaklawn for the Arkansas Derby where they have the tents in the infield and everything. They bring
That's
in
exactly
one of those
right. That's what they need to bring in. I don't know if they will or not.
I don't know if you can find one in Kansas.
I don't know. On short notice. I mean, you can have one brought in. I mean, they've they still got a couple of days.
I'm kidding.
But I do wonder if they won't do something like that, because when I look at that area back there, that's what that's what you've got to have. You've got to have something in place where people can watch the game. And but again, I give them an A for effort. I don't know how many people you can pack in there, and let's be honest. There's going to be kids back there. I mean,
running around.
They're gonna. I mean, it's going to be a free for all back there. So if you're looking,
if you don't like kids, stay away, folks.
What I'm saying is, it's not going to be the best seat in the house.
No.
If you're one of these guys that has to hang on every pitch, goes through pitch sequence, things like that. I'm a dork like that when I watch the game. So I speak of what I know. If you're one of those people that has to watch all that stuff to fully appreciate what's going on, this probably is not the spot for you. If you're one of those people that would like to casually watch the game, have a beverage, hang out with your friends, talk trash when your team hits a home run,
maybe
perfect spot.
Maybe catch a home run.
Maybe catch a home run. That's exactly right. Climb the tree and watch a game.
Yeah,
based on what I'm seeing right there.
Yeah, that could be the best way to approach that.
I wonder
climb
if
the
that'll
tree
happen.
and watch. Oh, I bet.
I wonder if that'll
Do you
happen.
think does it look like the trees are actually in the fenced area or just beyond?
There is a tree, and I'm looking at it right now, just beyond the left field line, that has a perfect little,
It'll be scaled.
fork up there at the top.
It'll be
sitting.
scaled.
You guys see the one I'm
100%.
talking about?
Yeah.
It's perfect. And I'll
pull
bet somebody's sitting in that spot.
I bet you're right.
Over the course of the regional. Huh. We'll have to watch for that. Otis Kirk's
That's
going to.
now all I'm going to be watching.
Yeah. Otis Kirk's going to be here at the bottom of the hour. Bo is off today, and he'll be back tomorrow. But Bo's off today. Been off a couple of days. He'll be back with us tomorrow. Otis, constantly working, always working. And tomorrow is the deadline day for the players who are in the NBA draft to either stay in or come out. And we'll get the very latest from Otis. That's coming up at the bottom of the hour. 877-377-6963 is the number that'll get you into the program. Softball team had a big send-off today. Baseball team softball had a send-off yesterday. Baseball has a send-off today. The SEC meetings continue in Sandestin, Florida, and we are back in just a moment. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. 7:13, good morning.
I don't even know now. I don't even know what I was about to say.
We were talking
profound.
about...
It was profound.
What were we talking about?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Great people, great prices, and plenty to pick from. You get it all at Fayetteville Auto Park. Acuras, Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, even a collision center, all at one location. Shop new, used, and certified pre-owned. Plus, Fayetteville Auto Park has hundreds of new and pre-owned automobiles with big discounts starting at under $30,000. Shop our complete selection online at FayettevilleAutoPark.com. That's FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
Oakland is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oakland Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today.
Still searching for the perfect summer getaway? Mountain Home Arkansas might just be your answer. Wake up in the Ozark Hills. Hit the White River at sunrise, world-class fishing, hiking, trails, kayaking, and when the sun goes down, it's the kind of quiet you forgot existed. 2 lakes, one great town. All right here in the Arkansas Ozarks. Check it out at enjoymountainhome.com. Mountain Home Arkansas, where the outdoors is a way of life.
He's Chuck Barrett.
He's Bo Mattingly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Customer service is a buzzword. People just throw it out there. What is it to you?
Showing up when you say you're going to show up, returning phone calls, providing the service that you promised to provide. Because, I mean, if we're all asking to get paid for what we're doing, we need to do what we're getting paid for. And do it with a good attitude and being responsible, not only responsible to show up, but responsible to the relationship.
A relationship you can count on from Clay Maxey and the folks at Teamwork Roofing and Construction. TeamworkBuilt.com. Built on quality, powered by Teamwork. You know, fine jewelry is about more than just a beautiful piece. It's about the experience of finding it. I did that with Blakeman's. They are the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Blakeman's has been Northwest Arkansas's trusted destination for exceptional jewelry, providing our community with over 35 years of personalized service, world-class diamonds, and crafted custom pieces. Discover the difference of a true luxury experience at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers. Blakeman's, where Arkansas gets engaged.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today.
Imagine raising your family somewhere safe, welcoming, and genuinely beautiful, where the kids have room to roam, the neighbors know your name, and the weekends are spent on the golf course, the lake, or the trails. That's Big Creek Golf and Country Club in Mountain Home, Arkansas, a vibrant community with year-round events for all ages, world-class outdoor recreation, and brand new home sites now available for families ready to put down roots. Small town, big life. Visit BigCreekGolf.com today and get more info.
Never miss a moment of the show thanks to the Chuck and Bo Show on Demand, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Stream the podcast version of the show on Spotify or Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show. It is, when you stop and think about it, we poke holes in it, but I mean, it is amazing what is out there in terms of artificial intelligence. But yet, every time I read it, I don't worry as much about the future of mankind.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bart's packed and ready. Headed for OKC. later today. Are you stoked?
Big, silly.
Gentle Ben was at the send-off yesterday. I don't
Apparently.
know how many people know that, but he was
Apparently.
there. And so you've got, I mean, when you pack for such a long trip, I know I've done it. I mean, there are a lot of things you got to take into consideration. You got to consider every possibility over the next 10 days. And, I mean, that encompasses a lot.
I've packed enough to get me through the duration.
Really? Mm-hmm. Like more than one suitcase?
No, all in one.
All in one?
All in one suitcase.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So have you packed for all different kinds of weather?
It's going to be warm in Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
It's not going to be a chilly situation.
What's going to happen when a storm blows up?
Mm-hmm.
The wind begins to blow.
Oh, I'm familiar.
And once it leaves, it's cold back behind it. What are you going to do then?
I'll be fine.
You going to wear that Yingling light pullover? You going to take something Razorback related?
I mean, maybe. I mean, look, I'm looking at this. Highs are in the mid to upper 80s and low 90s. So I'm not overly concerned. Rain in the forecast today in Oklahoma City.
What if this happens?
Yeah, Bart.
I'll be fine because the lows are also like 70.
So you'll put your rain slicker on over your T-shirt and wear it fashionably with your shorts, the way the way the modern fan dresses.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be.
Tell me more about the modern fan.
Yeah, please. Let's go down that.
This was not about you, Edward. Go ahead. All right. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Jeez, man.
No, there's also no rain in the forecast after today. Now it's Oklahoma. It's central Oklahoma. So, that's probably a lie. There will probably be storms. There might even be some storm chasing, but
that would be fun. That would be fun out there in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
Softball, World Series, and chase a storm.
Yeah, why
all
not?
on the same trip.
Why not? I know that's kind of a secret passion of yours, Chuck.
Do you?
That's something you'd like to do maybe someday.
I'm going to ask a question based on years of travel.
Mm-hmm.
Have you packed Band-Aids?
I've not packed Band-Aids.
Put those in your shaving kit or whatever it is you travel with. But I'm just telling you.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, when you need a Band-Aid,
I'll throw some
something
Band-Aids
will
in
happen. You get a paper cut, your blood's everywhere. I'm just telling you from experience.
It's a gruesome sight.
It is. You got to stop the bleeding. It is. I'm just telling you from experience. From experience.
Bang.
When it happens, you'll be glad you got them. But they're going to play at 8:30 tomorrow night. Or thereabouts.
Sometimes a warrior just has to kind of lay down on the ground for a minute, just stay there for a second, and have a good bleed, and just bleed.
John Pelfrey. I mean, I didn't.
He didn't pack Band-Aids.
No. Well, sounds like he didn't want them.
No.
Sounds like he didn't want them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But baseball team will play at 5:00 Friday. Softball team tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night at roughly around 8:30. They've got a new spot up there at KU that they're trying to get people to, I guess, buy tickets to, or buy tickets if you want to go to the game and you can't get a seat. They've introduced what they call the backyard back there, and we'll talk some more about that a little bit later. SEC meetings are going on right now down in Sandestin, Florida. Actually, it's in Destin, Florida. The name of the hotel is the Hilton Sandestin. Sandestin's not actually a town; it's in Destin. But at any rate, just so we're clear, at any rate, Mike Elko, the Texas A&M coach, said something yesterday. There's been all this talk about expansion. What's going to happen? Is it going to be 24 teams? Is it going to be 16 teams? The SEC's got one view. The Big Ten's got another. The Big 12 has one. The ACC has one. Everybody's got their own viewpoint on this, all fueled by self-interest. I think we should probably point out. But they're down there asking all these coaches, what do you think about this? Elko, the coach at Texas A&M, this is what he had to say when they asked him.
I don't know why you guys ask us. Like, why do you care what we think? Like, it doesn't matter what we think. I've said this before. I think there's two sides to that conversation. I think there's a good of college football, where we better be really careful. I don't know why we're trying to become a trophy sport. I don't understand why that's something that we're trying to do. Then there's self-preservation, right? And so if you really ask me on record, what does Mike Elko want? I want 40, because then I'll make it and then I won't get fired.
But you will if you don't go deep enough if it's 40.
That'll take a few years. And in a few years, we'll readjust. And then I'll want something else. Have you not been around this thing long enough?
So at least he's honest. I mean, at least he's honest enough to say
I do appreciate
that.
the
You know, that's the reason that coaches are going to say, I want more teams in the playoff, because there is the self-preservation aspect to it. And that's the one thing that I think is frustrating for a lot of fans, is that everyone comes at it from their own point of view. Elko addressed the good of college football there. It's a little hard to understand him there, but he did address, the greater good, so to speak. But nobody's really concerned about that. People are concerned about their own good. Right. That's what they're concerned about. And the idea that 24 teams should be in a college football playoff, I mean, think about how absurd that sounds. I mean, really think about that for just a minute. Get beyond the aspect of, it'll be fun, it'll be novel, it'll create money, as though that's the end-all, be-all. But think for just a minute about what a 24-team college football playoff would actually be like, and what it would be like 5 years into it, when we've watched for 4 straight seasons an opening weekend of just route after route after route, waiting for the basketball-like upset, and waiting and waiting and waiting for something that never comes. That's what it's going to be like.
Just this past season, 8-4 Iowa would have made the college football playoff. 8-4 Iowa would have made the college football playoff. There is not a world that exists in which 8-4 Iowa should be anywhere near a playoff to win the national championship. That world does not exist, and it should not exist. That's a horrific football team. Now, horrific. You might say, well, that's strong because they're 8-4. Have you watched Iowa play football?
Wait. They're 8-4, and there's nothing wrong with being 8-4.
No, I'm not. I'm not
take
saying
it in
there
a
is.
heartbeat. But that doesn't mean you belong in the playoff.
Just go back 2 years ago. 8-4 Oregon State, 9-4 Oklahoma State, 8-4 Tennessee, 8-4 Clemson would have all made the college football playoff.
Is that 8-4 team Arkansas beat?
Yeah.
All right, the 8-4 Tennessee team. Again, those are good teams. I'm not knocking 8-4.
No, and I don't mean to be like.
But they don't belong in the playoff.
No. Go back the year before that. 9-4 LSU, 8-4 South Carolina, 8-4 Texas, 8-4 Notre Dame, 8-4 Mississippi State, 8-4 North Carolina State. All would have been in the playoff. Why? What have they done? What have they done to earn the right to be in a playoff? The answer is absolutely nothing. That's the conversation that we're going to be having if there's a 24-team playoff. It's going to be like, man, that's gross. Like, that's disgusting. Like 8-4 Iowa's in the playoff. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that except for the Big Ten.
All right, we got to hit a break. Otis Kirk's next, 7:27. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Life is better with community banking from First Security, where personal connections make a difference every day. Families get bankers who know their names, know their needs, and love to help. Businesses work with responsive lenders who make fast local decisions that help build success. And communities thrive with First Security because our team is rooted here too. Choose the power of personal. First Security. Bank better. FSbank.com, member FDIC.
Getting the job done means tough and reliable equipment, and that's what WT Equipment is known for. A locally family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas, and always ready to help you get the job done. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust, like the legendary Bobcat and more. And they're offering aggressive pricing on skid steers and mini excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcats, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com.
It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're just kind of wading through it, figuring it out with you this morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
For every million people, we've got 2 NFL players.
Yeah, that's really bad. Among the worst in the country.
It'd be something to speak at to an elementary class about doing whatever you want. Hey, listen.
We've got, what, 310 million people in
You could be one of the 6.
310.
You want to be one of the 6? Get started today. Push-ups. Let's go.
That's about right.
Meanwhile, Mississippi, a state with a smaller population than Arkansas, has about 14 NFL players per million people. So dug into the numbers
Less
a little bit.
competition in Arkansas if you want to grow up an NFL player.
Yeah. In the 1970s, Arkansas produced 42 NFL players. In the 1980s, 44. In the 1990s, 33. In the 2000s, 32. In the 2010s, 27. And so far in this decade, which is more than half over, 12. That's the ball game right there.
Sports are part of a small town's identity, not just in Arkansas, but throughout the South, throughout our country. When you lose that, your town loses an identity, and over time you lose hope. And I realize I'm getting in some areas people don't like getting into, and I'll live with that. But I've just watched it, and it is a byproduct. And I'm going to tell you something Ryan Silverfield's doing that I like. I like the fact that he's signing in-state kids. I don't know if they're any better than the out-of-state kids. I have no idea. We'll find out when they get here. But I think it's important for high school football players in our state to feel like they can come play for the Razorbacks. I think that's important. I think it's important for towns to see that. It's part of their identity. It's part of who they are. And you never know when one of them is going to produce the next Traylon Burks or somebody like that, or Darren McFadden or someone. But you got to put yourself in a position to get those kids and to have them out there in the first place.
I appreciate you saying all that. There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Roger and the team are always there to help.
I love it. I've been doing this for 53 years, and one of the things I love most about it is our customers. Part of what makes me love the retail business is just the interaction with my customers.
Macadoodle, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Oakland is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas, and they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment, backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Tools you trust and people you know. The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
I will confess, I've reached the point in my life when my main goal every day is to get home. So once I'm there, it's going to take quite a bit to get me back out.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Otis Kirk coming up in just a few moments. Tomorrow's the deadline for Malik Thomas, Billy Richmond, the others to make decisions on what they're going to do. Are they going to stay in the draft? Are they going to go back to college? What's their story? Hey, WT Equipment's got a great story. They're a family-owned, locally operated dealership. They've got 4 locations across Arkansas. So whether you're running a farm, whether you're managing a job site, whether you're just taking care of your own land, WT Equipment has the roots to get it done with trusted brands like New Holland and Hustler and Steel, as well as the legendary Bobcat. Their expert staff is there to help you find exactly what you need, and their commitment to service runs deep, just like their Arkansas roots. So if you're looking for dependable equipment and folks who treat you like family, stop by your nearest WT Equipment location or visit WTEquip.com, and let's get to work efforting to have Otis on the line. From what I understand, phone lines are ringing everywhere. We got stuff going on, but we'll get Otis on here in just a few minutes. I saw where Malik Thomas worked out for the Knicks, if I'm not mistaken, and they've got some picks late in the first round. So Otis is on right now. Otis, first off, welcome. I know this is a busy time for you. You're working the phones all day long. How are you?
Oh, you're
doing?
fine, Chuck.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Heck, this is what I do, man. I wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't doing what I do, Chuck. I've done this so long. Hell, I wouldn't know what to do otherwise, I'd be lost.
So what's going to happen with these guys? What are they going to do? What's Malik going to do? What's Billy Richmond going to do?
I think they're going to go. I think they're going to go in different directions, and this is what I've thought all along. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong on both accounts. I think Malik will stay in the draft. I've thought that all along, unless everything just fell apart during the workout, and everything. And the 6'3" combine measurement, I don't know where that came from. I know he's more than an inch taller than Darius, but regardless, I think he's staying. Every mock draft I see, Chuck, has him in the first round. I know the Knicks love him. I know they do. I've got enough NBA sources. Most of them are with the Lakers, and they're all with the Lakers, but those people talk, and one of them have told me the Knicks really love Malik Thomas. So I think he's going to stay. I think Billy Richmond comes back. I do know the Lakers like Billy Richmond. They were impressed with him at the combine, his athleticism. I think their thoughts on Billy is the same as most people's. Probably needs to go back to college, work on the 3-ball some or a lot, and if he can improve that, I think he's a lock for the first round next year. Look, man, the kid can play. We know he busts his butt. Chuck, you see every game. He busts his rear. He plays hard. He can rebound. He's athletic. It's just sometimes his outside shot is just not as what it needs to be, and that's a big deal in the NBA now. It really is. It's technically it's a big deal in college, but it's a really big deal in the NBA. And I feel like if he could improve his 3-ball, he will be probably a first-round choice next year. So I think Billy will come back, but it's going down the wire. And he's still got schools interested in him. Teams interested in him. Not schools. I'm sorry, teams interested in him. If he stays in the draft, I don't think he'd go in the first round, but I don't think he'd last long in the second round if he stayed in this year.
We focus on Thomas and Richmond because, they could be Razorbacks again next year. Trevin Brazil's not going to be a Razorback, but he's going to be a pro. What are you hearing about TB at the combine, and what beyond the combine now, and what may happen for him?
I think he's really helped. Well, I know he's really helped his stock. He has helped his stock a lot. Teams are seeing. One thing I posted on social media during the season, I posted this more than once, Chuck. So many Arkansas fans were saying what he couldn't do. I said, forget what he can't do and look at what he can do. This dude's 6'11", can shoot the 3, is very athletic. There's a lot of things Trevin Brazil can do. And, and he's not going to bang with the centers in the NBA like he had to some in college. He's going to be probably a combo forward, to be honest with you. But he's going to give the fours problems with his quickness. The threes, he's going to give them problems with his height and size. So he's really helped his stock, and he's going to go in early in the second. Somewhere, I think probably. You never know once the draft starts. People move up, they move down. But I think somewhere around 40 is probably close to his floor. I think 45 would certainly be his floor. And I think he could very well go before 40. The 31 is the first pick in the second round. And I think Trevin's a lock to go in that first group of 10 or so. And I just see he's so athletic. He shot the ball well at the combine, and he just as I said, you got to look at what he can do, Chuck. Yeah, I mean he's not going to be able to bang with 200. Let's say LeBron James. It's going to give him issues, but then again, on the other end, he's going to give LeBron some issues. So I mean, it's just the way it works, and he's got a lot of things going for him, and he can help any team out there. And if he gets it right, the key with a lot of these kids, it's the same thing with all of them, even Darius Acuff. They need to get with the right team. And because if Trevin gets with the right team that can develop him and doesn't have to throw him to the wolves maybe the first game or two, first season even, and can develop him, he can be a very good pro. I think he can last a while. He's just got so many good things going for him, and he'll always have. He's just like anyone else. You could pick Darius Acuff apart if you're really into that. But you got to look at the 99% positives that he brings to the floor, and I just hope that Darius stays away from Sacramento. I hope Darius and Trevor both stay away from Sacramento. And the reason I say just those two, those are the two I have seen. I've seen Sacramento. If he drops to 7, they will take him in the first round, and I've seen Trevin projected to Sacramento in the second round, and I hope both of them stay away from that team. That's not a good situation. If they can get with the right situation, though, and Darius going to be fine. If he gets with Sacramento, he's going to be fine. I feel like he's not going to get to maximize everything out there with that team because the team just has no direction. They have no direction where they're trying to go, Chuck.
Well, I was going to ask you about Acuff, and you mentioned that Sacramento's got the 7th pick. I kind of think he goes before then. What do you think?
Yeah, I do. The Clippers yesterday, I think it was, man, I've seen a million of these mocks. I think it was Bleacher Report yesterday had him going to the Clippers at 5. Brooklyn's at 6. I would be, the kid from Illinois is not as good as Acuff, but some teams, the reason I thought L.A. might take Wagler instead of Acuff was because they got Darius Garland at a small point guard, so they might not need Acuff as much as some others. But then Brooklyn, I would be surprised if he got past them at 6. So therefore, he would go. And I don't know how much, but I think Brooklyn. I know people screech about Brooklyn, but I think they're better organization than Sacramento. At least I see a direction with them. Is it all great? No, but I think he'd do well in Brooklyn, and I think he'd do well with the Clippers. And I hate me, I hate the Clippers, Chuck, but I'd much rather see him go to the Clippers than the Sacramento Kings. I hope all of them stay away from that team.
Well, when you said Brooklyn and Sacramento, when we were out there on the West Coast with basketball, we went to an NBA game, and it was the Kings and the Nets. Maybe the two worst teams in the NBA. So,
no doubt.
Hey, let me ask you one more question about Malik Thomas. You mentioned the Knicks. He's working out for. Has he worked out for multiple teams this week? What's going on there?
Yeah, I had that list. I
saw your list. You had this. Were the Celtics on the list? I think too. Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, he's worked out for some other teams. He's it's not just the Knicks. I just happen to know the Knicks really like him. But I think Golden State was in there. Am I wrong? I mean, I may be wrong. I'm doing this off top. I don't have those teams right in front of me.
I've got them right here, Otis.
Okay.
I screenshotted what you posted. Boston, Atlanta, the Knicks, and the Raptors are the teams.
You're right. Raptors, not Golden State. Yeah, the Atlanta Hawks is a good young organization. They've got a lot of talent there. They've got a good coach. The Raptors,
Yeah.
Hey, they were in the playoffs. Those are pretty good. Boston, obviously, is a very good situation, and we've seen what they did with Jordan Walsh, and that's kind of what I'm talking about with these guys like Malik. Malik and Trevor Brazile and stuff. A program like a team like Boston. They took Jordan Walsh, and look how he's developed there. And that's the key. And if Malik could get with one of those 4 teams, he'd be really well off. I mean, those are all good situations for him. I think the Knicks would be perfect because he could they've got some free agents, some guards that are free agents, and he could take over maybe one of those spots. I mean, Jordan Clarkson's getting up in years. Love Jordan, but he's getting up in years. Alvarado is a free agent. So they've got some guards that may or may not be back on the team next year. And so, but those are all 4 good choices. If he goes to any of those, he should be fine.
All right, let's project for a minute. Let's project for just a second as we begin to wrap this up. Let's say Malik stays in the draft, and let's say Billy comes back. Arkansas has picked up a commitment I saw from a 7-footer. What does the roster look like? What do the Razorbacks look like next year?
Still need a center. That would be the key. Would be still trying to find that center, and it's getting tougher by the day. I mean, as the pickings come off the board, it's getting slimmer and slimmer. But Cal, if there's one out there, he's going to find him. And you got to think if Malik did stay in the draft, that's going to free up some money to go get a center. I would think. I mean, common sense says, it wasn't going to be cheap for Malik to come back. So they had to keep that money in mind. And so if he doesn't come back, that should free up some money to go find a center somewhere. And I was kind of hoping May guy Michigan would go to take the Orlando Magic job, and the big center from Cincinnati that went to Michigan would get back in the portal, and maybe now Cal could get him.
Let me ask you a question, Otis. Let me stop you just for a second. Ask you a question about big guys. Do you think, let's say Thomas stays in the draft and money is freed up, is it a question of there's not a big man out there, or with money? Could suddenly a big man decide, well, I might go to Arkansas, but without it, I'm going to stay where I am?
Yeah, it's tough because it's so late in the game. And, I'm assuming if they get a big man, it's going to have to come from Europe. And I don't know, I don't think that much money's involved there. But,
I got you.
If this could have happened earlier, yeah, I think it's exactly what you're talking about. I think if they had known Malik wasn't coming back 100%, then I think you're looking at a different situation. Maybe the kid from Cincinnati, maybe the kid from, wherever. All those, we've all talked about that.
I got you.
We know the centers of business. So any of those kids, it would have freed up more money there. But you got, Cal's going to take, it's like any other coach, he's going to take care of his own first, and that's what you got to do. And there's still a chance Malik could come back today. I could be wrong on that, but I thought all along he would stay. I thought the only way he wouldn't is be just completely bombed up there, which none of us thought he would. If he fails the second round, but I don't see that happening now. I've even seen him possibly going even earlier than the Knicks selection. So we'll see how that plays out.
You think we find out today whether these guys are staying or going?
Yeah, today's the 27th. It's the deadline. I say today. It's 12:59 tonight, Chuck, Eastern time. So nearly 11 o'clock our time tonight. And I don't know that Billy or Malik will take it down to the very end. I don't see the reason for that. I think they would. I don't think they would. I mean,
Otis, you're a living legend. Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck. Thanks for having me on here, man. Appreciate you. Have a great day.
All right. You have a great day, too. I always feel smarter, after I hear from Otis. 746, Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Nobody gets you ready for football season quite like the Chuck and Bo Show.
That's right.
Nobody.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, here's a Memorial Day sales offer you don't want to miss. Up to $14,000 off MSRP at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Save up to $14,000 when you buy a new 2026 Chevy Silverado. But don't wait. This offer's only good during the Memorial Day sales event at Chevrolet of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park. Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive. Log on to ChevroletofFayetteville.com for complete details.
Hey, it's Bo. What should you expect when it comes to a roof or a remodel? Here's Teamwork COO Brett Husky.
We make it easy. That's the first thing. When we looked at this, we felt like the process shouldn't be hard. And the easier we can make it for customers, the easier it makes it for us and for our people to continue to do business.
Teamwork Roofing and Construction, making it easy and now offering financing. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by Teamwork.
Man, I love spending time at Big Creek Country Club and Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark. Members enjoy it all. They've got state-of-the-art practice facilities, dining, events, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, as well as tennis and pickleball courts. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. Big Creek Country Club and Mountain Home. Your home away from home.
With Arkansas baseball, softball, and basketball seasons in full swing, there's no better place to catch all the action than Walk-On Sports Bistro. With more than 60 TVs at every location, you won't miss a single play. Enjoy mouth-watering Louisiana favorites like po' boys and gumbo, plus the best burgers, draft beers, and cocktails that keep fans coming back. It's incredible food and a game day atmosphere like none other. With 5 locations across Arkansas, it's Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
There's nothing like a day at the ballpark.
Cold Yingling Lager, first pitch. That's how you start it right.
From the oldest brewery in America, it's smooth, balanced, and built for baseball.
But you know how it gets out there. That Arkansas sun's no joke.
That's why you bring a backup plan.
Yingling Light Lager, crisp, refreshing, and ready when the heat kicks in.
Start with lager,
switch to light lager,
and stay cool from the first pitch to the final out. Proud sponsor of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com. You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
Because
that's
we don't
all I
want
wanted to hear. That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Baseball taught me teamwork, dedication, and the power of community. That's why I'm teaming up with Pascal ProPath to give back to charities that give every kid a chance to play. And right now you can pitch in. For every Pascal member signed up today through the end of May, Pascal will donate a portion of every membership to give back to youth sports. Become a member today, help give back in a big way. Pitch in with Pascal ProPath and help support kids in your community. Join today at PascalProPath.org.
Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered.
Having what they came down here for in stock on the shelf is very important. You're going to find everything that you could possibly want. I've heard customers tell me, Bo, over the years that they may be sitting around, somebody brings up some weird name whiskey, and somebody will chime in and say, well, if anybody's got it, it's going to be Macadoodles.
Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
There's nothing like a day at the ballpark.
Cold Yingling Lager, first pitch. That's how you start it right.
From the oldest brewery in America, it's smooth, balanced, and built for baseball.
But you know how it gets out there. That Arkansas sun's no joke.
That's why you bring a backup plan.
Yingling Light Lager, crisp, refreshing, and ready when the heat kicks in.
Start with lager,
switch to light lager,
and stay cool from the first pitch to the final out. Proud sponsor of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
the swearing has really taken over the vocabulary, right? It's lazy, you know.
Well, when you don't know what else to say, you throw that out there. At least that's been my approach.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We should mention the passing of Terry Don Phillips. Razorback legend, Razorback great. Such a big part of not only the Razorback athletic program, our history, Clemson, where he served as the athletic director for a number of years. Terry Don died yesterday at the age of 78. Played defensive tackle for the Razorbacks from 1966 to 1969. His brother Lloyd was an Outland Trophy winner at Arkansas. There was a time when Terry Don was thought to be the heir apparent to Coach Broyles. He was going to be the one who succeeded Coach Broyles. Whenever Coach Broyles retired, Terry Don figured out Coach Broyles wasn't ever going to retire. And so he went and became the athletic director at Clemson and was for a number of years. Clemson, in fact, was where the announcement of Terry Don's death originated from yesterday. He had been in hospice care after being diagnosed with dementia over 10 years ago. I don't know how many people know that, but he's been in hospice care for a long time and lived a long time after being diagnosed. His career as an administrator, marked by the hiring of Dabo Swinney, hired Dabo at Clemson, hired their current basketball coach, Brad Brownell. Dabo, of course, became the winningest football coach in their history, and Brownell's the winningest basketball coach in their history. So he obviously did a wonderful job, and he will be missed by so many people. I can recall, when Terry Don was still here, back in my early days of broadcasting baseball. Terry Don was an assistant AD back then here. They didn't have like sport administrators, and you didn't have an 8-word title like you do now. Back then, Terry Don was an assistant athletic director to Coach Broyles, and all that entailed. And it entailed many, 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 many things. But it didn't come with like a big 8-word title. But Terry Don used to travel with us a lot in baseball. And just a good man, just a good guy, and a great administrator, and one of the good guys in college athletics. And sorry to see him gone. But we should note his passing yesterday at the age of 78. All right, we've got more to do as we move through the program. The 8 o'clock hour straight ahead. Softball team left town yesterday. Baseball team leaves town today. We got a ball game tomorrow night and another one Friday. And the 8 o'clock hour straight ahead on the Chuck and Bo Show. I love talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, and Bo's latest selling experience is a perfect example of why. Within 5 minutes of listing his home, Bo had a showing, and just 2 days later, he had an offer. And just like my own experience with them, they took care of everything from start to finish. That's what you get when you work with a trained real estate professional. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, has been turning houses into homes since 1978, serving Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and Branson. For more information, log on to WeicherGriffin.com.
Arkansas fans know that some things are just timeless, like a spring afternoon at Baum Walker or the roar you only hear at Bud Walton. Our friends at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry believe your milestone should be just as enduring as the Razorback spirit. They've spent over 35 years helping fans celebrate their big moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. Whether you're marking a graduation, an anniversary, or just a big Saturday in the SEC, let their teams help you find that perfect piece. This spring, go big, go bold, and go to Blakeman's in the heart of Pinnacle Hills.
Hey, it's Bo, and it seems like every day somebody else is asking me about the Sweating 'em Edge. It's real. It's a new me. It can be a new you. It's completely changed my energy level and my exercise gains. My mind's clearer. I sleep better. Life's just more enjoyable. If you get drained in the afternoon, or maybe you just can't shake that weight, do what I did. Take the Sweating 'em Edge. It's a free consultation. You get your results, and they'll give you a game plan. Just search the Sweating 'em Edge or log on to sweating'emcosmetic.com. VarsityVibe.com.
Interviews, highlights, behind-the-scenes access, and so much more. Varsity Vibe is your go-to for high school athletics in Arkansas. Learn the stories of coaches and players in our Varsity Vibe podcast. See the biggest plays and the best performances highlighted on our social media platforms. And if newsletters are more your style, we've got that too. High school sports at your fingertips. Varsity Vibe, elevating the game.
I don't want Lane Kiffin at LSU. I want weird stuff going on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas fans know that some things are just timeless, like a spring afternoon at Baum Walker or the roar you only hear at Bud Walton. Our friends at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry believe your milestone should be just as enduring as the Razorback spirit. They've spent over 35 years helping fans celebrate their big moments right here in Northwest Arkansas. Whether you're marking a graduation, an anniversary, or just a big Saturday in the SEC, let their teams help you find that perfect piece. This spring, go big, go bold, and go to Blakeman's in the heart of Pinnacle Hills.
We talk a lot about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, because our experience has been great. And Bo, you're going through it again right now.
For the second time. My son's a first-time home buyer. Him and his wife got a beautiful home. And for me, I just turned it over to them. They gave me a few things to sign, and it took all the work off my plate. And I just sit back and watch it happen.
That's what happens when you deal with a trained real estate professional. And that's what they are at Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You and Bart are going to be rolling around in the home.
Okay.
No, let's not get carried away.
That's a great topic.
You're putting
That is a
years on me here.
Oh, hold on, though. That's a great topic. You in a assisted living home, and you holding court, and you being pissed off at people. That's a great topic.
Bart's
What does
gonna have an
Bart
illegal
look like
pudding
at
racket,
86? What does an 86-year-old Bart look like in an assisted living home where he's in there holding court and telling people that he's going to run the place? He's going to run the place. And then, he's going to maybe get thrown out. Do people get thrown out of assisted living?
They do.
places?
They do. There are many, and I'm one of them. You've been through this with your parents, and I went through it with both my parents. You see some of the most incredible things, some of the funniest things you've ever seen in your life. And all you can do is laugh when you get in that situation. And I suspect Bart will provide a few of those moments when the time comes, and I hope I do too.
I can see it. Can you see it, Bart?
No, not right now.
Come on. That's way too far out for Bart. Bart should not think about that.
Well, yeah. I'm just talking about, you and dealing with people. And get out of my room.
Well, I mean, look, nobody wants to be invaded.
There will always be
the good part is you can say those things at that age and completely get away with it. I mean, completely get away with it.
Can you imagine Bart having a podcast at 86 and completely saying whatever
the whole
he
world's
wants?
going to hell in a handbasket.
Whatever he wants to say. Totally, kind of like the show, but you just another level.
Yeah.
Just on another level. The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for The Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Have you ever said, like, good job to the pilot as you walk out after?
Yeah, I just say thanks.
I typically say
Yeah,
thank you.
I knew you did. This wasn't a question about that.
Bart will hold up the line. Can I talk to the captain?
And
Bart Pullman, executive producer.
I want to shake your hand.
He's identifying his name. It's
like,
name and affiliation.
Meanwhile, everybody's just trying to get to their next flight.
I got a connection, man.
Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm at my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
You know, Bart, I thought about you on that airplane thing last week. I found myself on an airplane, and the flight was delayed, and the captain came on and gave us, the usual BS explanation about what was going on and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, if Bart were here, he would get to the bottom of this right now. And I actually almost laughed out loud to myself there, thinking that Bart would, hey, you mind if I speak to the captain? Do you mind if I get to the bottom of this? Bart's going on the road today and headed to Oklahoma City. Women's College World Series starts tomorrow. Let's we talked to Otis, and I want to get back to some of that as we move through the hour, but I also want to kind of recap everything that's going on right now. Softball team does indeed play tomorrow night, 8:30 or thereabouts, against Nebraska. It'll be on ESPN2. They had the big send-off yesterday, and the baseball team's going to have a send-off today. They're going to play tomorrow at Friday at 5 against Missouri State up in Lawrence, Kansas. Edward, where do people? What do you need to log on to take a look at the backyard that they've got going up there in Lawrence? Take a look at the pictures.
If you just Google Kansas baseball backyard, you can find it. If you go on Twitter, there's some stuff there. And then I just saw a drone shot that I sent in our text group.
I saw that.
At drone. LAWRENCEKS, whatever.
What we're driving at.
Yeah. You can see pictures everywhere.
Kansas is trying to figure out a way to get as many people into the premises as they can and charge them to get in too. And so
the second line of that is the more important
that's the main thing. How are we going to charge these people? Their idea is what's called the backyard. It's what they're calling it. It's the backyard. And what they've done is they had a left field wall there at their ballpark. They've replaced the wall with a fence that you can see through. Now, it's padded. They've got padding on there. It's not just straight chain link. But you can see through the fence. And so they've set up something beyond left field a la the hog pen. And they're calling it the backyard. Now, there are some differences. Like the hog pen, the dirt, the terra firma, it like actually begins right at the top of the wall. Actually begins at the top of the wall. And then there's an incline. So, you can sit behind someone and still see the game. There's no incline here. And the ground in the backyard is on the same level as the ground on the field. There's no incline. There's no nothing. Go ahead, Edward.
I think it would have been a less of a deal if they didn't. I don't know why they felt the need to name it. Like with graphics and everything. All they did was put a fence out there.
It's marketing. You got a marketing department. They got to have something to do. So
that's right.
They do. They got to have something to do. You got to come up with a name. You do. So I'm not making a joke.
You think they had a brainstorm session?
Look, I know how athletic departments work. They had a series of meetings.
Expo markers.
They had a series of meetings. They didn't just have one meeting. They had a series of meetings. And then finally a decision was made that, let's call it the backyard. And so that's what they've gone with.
I want to see the whiteboard with all the other options for the names they came up with.
Here's the way it's being promoted. It's located behind left field, standing room only, lawn style viewing. Now, seriously, you can. This is an option if you want to go to the game in Lawrence. You can bring lawn chairs. Tickets are going to be $25. There are going to be concessions and restrooms. They're going to set up. Now, if you look at the picture right now, I mean, this is not going to be elaborate. When they say restrooms, they mean porta potties. And when they say concessions, they mean, in some cases, probably tables. You may not have a concession stand like, what you'd normally envision. So it's going to be a little bit different. They also have something they call the Crimson Club there at Allen Fieldhouse. We told you about how their ballpark's adjacent to Allen Fieldhouse. They've got a Crimson Club in there. It's what they call it. You don't have to pay to get in. You don't have to be a member of the Crimson Club to get in. It's free. You don't need a game ticket. And I'm going to guess the game's on TV in there. I'm just going to guess that it's going to be on television. Honestly, this backyard thing. Now, look, if you're going with the idea that I'm going to set up a lawn chair like I do in the hog pen and watch the game with the same type sight line, it's not going to be like that. Unless they bring in risers of some sort. And there are so many trees, mature trees, back behind the left field fence, they're not going to be able to bring in portable bleachers, at least not anything beyond something that would seat like maybe 25 or 50. I mean, like literally, you might be able to squeeze a really small set in somewhere. But based on the pictures that I've seen, I don't know exactly how you're going to do it. But that's an option. If you want to go, $25, that's an option. If you put a giant television screen out there in that backyard, bring it in on rollers like you do at a golf tournament, like we saw on the infield at Oaklawn. When they open the infield, they always have the big screen out there where you can watch the race. They need something like that out there where you can watch the game. If they have that, it's something to consider. If they don't, it's going to be really hard to see the game. But when you've only got, 2,000, 2,500 tickets to sell, and most of them are going to their people anyway, that really may be about your only option.
So what they're saying about this, I've pulled up a release on their website, is that they have increased the capacity of the ballpark by approximately 60%. I don't know how they calculate
open that outfield. Shoulder to shoulder
right,
in the backyard.
Well, right, but I don't know how they calculate an exact percentage without knowing the final ticket numbers. The capacity will be approximately 4,000 people, up from the previous 2,500. So you tell me they're going to be 1,500 people out there?
That's what they're. That's their math.
You can't get 1,500.
Now that's
people
fuzzy
out
math.
there.
That is the definition of fuzzy math.
That
right
sounds
there.
really
There's no way. I'm
dangerous.
looking at photos.
Well,
There's no way they're getting 1,500 people out there.
When
They're
we
going
were,
to be in the trees.
when we were talking about having a series of meetings,
Yeah.
this is the kinds of things that are discussed in those series of meetings. I don't know who it was that texted in earlier. If you look at the picture, there are a lot of trees out there. There are a lot of mature trees.
Look at the drone shot I sent in the group text.
I saw
you
it.
get a better shot of the trees in that.
But someone
It's
suggested
unbelievable.
taking your deer stand. That might be the most strategic move.
Great idea.
Is to take your deer stand.
Honest to God, great idea.
Google it, look at the pictures, and ask yourself, would my deer stand work? And I think the answer is going to be yes.
Yeah, honestly, an outstanding idea.
I think
because
that's
when
the
you,
idea
when you
of the
do
day.
see this drone shot, it is
There are so many trees.
like
I know.
there are no sight lines.
Well,
Like,
and
there are no sight lines.
these are mature
whatsoever.
trees.
It
You're
looks
not
like
going to
a
get away
sewage
with
if
just
you get
cutting
past-
these things down.
If you get past the fence, right? Like if you are not at the fence, you're not going to be able to see anything.
Now I got to tell you, the
Trees
overhead
everywhere.
shot makes it look like there's a little bit of an incline from the outfield wall up to the road. But when you look at it, like on the other shot that you sent from ground level, it looks like it's on the same level. So it's hard to say. But it doesn't look to me like there's going to be much of an incline. But
we're going to
the
need an
trees,
investigation.
the trees present endless
We're
possibilities.
going to need an investigation.
I'm gonna be-
Investigative report.
I'm going to be disappointed if somebody's not climbing, if somebody's not
Yeah.
up in one of
I
those trees.
definitely need people
that
in
is
the trees.
going to happen.
Yeah.
I would say that's a lock.
I would certainly hope so.
Probably after a couple of pops or two.
Yeah. This thing didn't say anything about could you? I'm just going to say it. Can you bring beer into the outfield? Does it say anything about that?
Cannot.
You cannot.
You cannot.
Well, it's not going to be a hit then. I mean, let's just let's tell the truth.
You can.
Let's
you
tell
you
the
can
truth.
buy it from the concession.
Oh! You
Yes,
can
but
buy
you
it.
can't
there.
bring your own
Okay,
in.
well,
Yeah.
that's a different deal. That's a different deal. Again, you put a big screen television out there, and it becomes an option. But just standing out there or climbing a tree, I don't know. Not everyone, I wouldn't want to have to try to climb a tree. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't want to have to do that. Some people might like watching it, but I wouldn't want to have to do it.
I would be one of those people.
But all that's an option. I watched the Razorback women's golf team yesterday. I watched them at the end when they played Southern Cal. Bart kept us posted during the day. I finally got in a spot where I could watch them play Southern Cal. Southern Cal moved into the final round. They beat Arkansas, but they were in the Final Four. Is that right? They were in the Final Four.
Yeah, national semifinal.
Eastern Michigan was one of the teams that was in the Final Four. I was watching them play. Now, as I was watching it, I'm thinking, isn't this great? Eastern Michigan, little small school. Look at those student athletes. They probably really are student athletes. Students first. Nobody's getting NIL money. They're just out there playing the game they love. Isn't it great Eastern Michigan's made it into the Final Four? I get in here this morning and Bart informs me how wrong I am, that even golfers at Eastern Michigan University are for sale. Tell us this story, Bart.
So Eastern Michigan, this is courtesy of Mickey Plyler, who is a radio host in North Carolina. They have 2 players from California that are high-dollar NIL transfers that only take online classes and live in California.
But play
they
for Eastern
rarely
Michigan.
visit Eastern Michigan. They meet up with the rest of the team for tournaments.
Wow. Now that's when you got your game going, man. You're a
That's,
college athlete. You don't even have to leave your state.
That's wrong. That's what I would call wrong.
So I guess you coach them on film. You coach them remotely.
They probably have their own
Video-wise,
coach.
yeah. Or yes. I'm sure you're right. They have their own coach, and they get NIL money. They live in California. They don't even know where the school is, probably. And yet they show up for tournaments and wear the colors. That's incredible.
They both played yesterday.
How naive am I to have no idea things like that go on?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, I think. I think that's absurd.
Is this commonplace?
We can't be doing that now.
Does this happen? I mean, look, I know I'm not naive, and I know there are many college athletes out there in your more prominent sports who do most everything online. And they, some of them hadn't been in a classroom since COVID, if you want to know the truth. But there's lots of stuff that's offered online now, and I get all that. And I'm too old and too far removed from all that to know if it's as real as being in a real class or not. I don't know. But obviously a lot of them do it. But it just makes me wonder when I hear that, what kind of world is out there that the average person doesn't even know exists? I didn't know that was going on.
Eastern Michigan also had a player, I was watching a little bit of it yesterday, who, like, every time she made a putt, she raised her putter, like, straight up in the air as if she had just made a putt to win the Masters or something like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty happy to see that she got beat.
Did they get beat? Did Eastern Michigan get beat?
They got wiped out.
Okay.
It was 5-0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got goose egged.
Well, hey, but hop on a plane, head back to California.
I guess so.
Well, that's I had no idea.
Hey, got him to the Final Four.
I had no idea things like that were going on in the world. All right, 877-377-6963. That's the number that'll get you into the program. Bo's away today. He'll be back tomorrow. And we'll be back after the break. It's 8:17. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
I didn't know what Bart had on his mind this morning.
He's got a lot of thoughts today, and you people are going to listen to every one of them.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oakland is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oakland Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Great people, great prices, and plenty to pick from. You get it all at Fayetteville Auto Park. Acura, Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, even a collision center, all at one location. Shop new, used, and certified pre-owned. Plus, Fayetteville Auto Park has hundreds of new and pre-owned automobiles with big discounts starting at under $30,000. Shop our complete selection online at FayettevilleAutopark.com. That's FayettevilleAutopark.com.
Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered.
Having what they came down here for in stock on the shelf is very important. You're going to find everything that you could possibly want. I've heard customers tell me, Bo, over the years that they may be sitting around, somebody brings up some weird name whiskey, and somebody will chime in and say, well, if anybody's got it, it's going to be Macadoodles.
Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
This is Chuck Barrett, and I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye Associates for my recent cataract surgery. They took great care of me. You have to have good vision to be the voice of the Razorbacks, and I'm glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye. I learned patients of all ages have a lot of options when it comes to modern surgery to reduce or even eliminate your eyeglasses. They've been taking care of patients for over 50 years, and that says a lot. So for your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Hey, I'm sorry if this makes too much sense. I am more than happy to hear where I'm off on this.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Customer service is a buzzword. People just throw it out there. What is it to you? Showing up when you say you're going to show up, returning phone calls, providing the service that you promised to provide. Because, I mean, if we're all asking to get paid for what we're doing, we need to do what we're getting paid for. And do it with a good attitude and being responsible, not only responsible to show up, but responsible to the relationship.
A relationship you can count on from Clay Maxey and the folks at Teamwork Roofing and Construction. TeamworkBuilt.com. Built on quality, powered by Teamwork. You know, fine jewelry is about more than just a beautiful piece. It's about the experience of finding it. I did that with Blakeman's. They are the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Blakeman's has been Northwest Arkansas's trusted destination for exceptional jewelry, providing our community with over 35 years of personalized service, world-class diamonds, and crafted custom pieces. Discover the difference of a true luxury experience at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers. Blakeman's, where Arkansas gets engaged.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today.
Imagine raising your family somewhere safe, welcoming, and genuinely beautiful, where the kids have room to roam, the neighbors know your name, and the weekends are spent on the golf course, the lake, or the trails. That's Big Creek Golf and Country Club in Mountain Home, Arkansas, a vibrant community with year-round events for all ages, world-class outdoor recreation, and brand new home sites now available for families ready to put down roots. Small town, big life. Visit BigCreekGolf.com today and get more info.
Never miss a moment of the show thanks to the Chuck and Bo Show on Demand, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Stream the podcast version of the show on Spotify or Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, I just want to say we need to appreciate Bart a little more because Bart know what the hell he's talking about. Boy, you bad, boy.
The Chuck and Bo
Bart
Show.
is back for 2 weeks. You got 2 suitcases.
Not quite 2 weeks.
It's unbelievable.
It's not. No,
it's unbelievable.
No, one suitcase. One suitcase.
One giant suitcase.
Well, just one suitcase.
Yeah.
It's massive.
I knew it would be.
Jerseys.
I knew it would be.
No.
Do you have a jersey for like every game?
No, I'm gonna be
Do
dressed
you color
appropriately.
coordinate based on whether Arkansas
Shoes.
is the home or visiting team?
No, there will be none of that.
No.
I'll be a working press member. I'll be in
Oh,
neutral-
you'll be in neutral
I'll be in neutral colors.
garb, huh? Wow.
I don't like that.
I don't like this either.
Well, I can't-
You're Bart Pullman, softball guy.
Okay, look, I did pack a Razorback polo.
Shout out, Bart, softball guy.
I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, I would have thought you would have been the one in the stands. Like,
Well, I might be if I don't have
Yeah.
a seat in the press box.
Well, see, what I would do if
And
I
still
were
might
you,
be either way.
I would make sure I had plenty of Razorback garb.
I do. I have
All
some.
right.
Let's not act like I don't. Come on now.
You would wear.
Freddie Ellis. Woo! The Queen sucked the squat.
That needs to be you in the stands. I just wanted to play that.
Play that again, just for fun.
Freddie Ellis. Woo! The Queen sucked the squat.
Yeah,
man.
just
awesome.
just for old time's sake. That was good. So you're leaving today,
Leaving today.
and you'll be working. I mean, you're working the moment you get there, aren't you?
I'm going straight to the ballpark to just kind of scope it out, see what's going on, get
Yeah.
a lay of the land.
Yeah, well, that's important.
Nobody
see
scouts a
if anybody-
location.
No,
like Bart
no.
Pullman. I know this from past experience.
How do you walk around the entire perimeter of the stadium? How do you do it?
Hands behind his back.
No,
Yes.
no,
Are you taking your putter with you to put over your shoulder while you walk around the stadium?
no, none of that.
How
Just
really? How
gotta
do
go-
you size
I'm
it up?
just, I'm just gonna go get the credential, walk through the facility, familiarize myself with the facility,
Yeah.
so I know where I'm going.
Look for the nearest exit.
No, that's a you move.
Yeah.
That's a you move.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's it.
No, just get there, get settled, get checked into the hotel.
Do you know where you're going to dinner tonight?
I have some options.
Do you have
I've
plans?
been
Do you have
scouting.
plans?
Yeah, well, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I would imagine you are the most popular dinner
I've got
guest.
I've got a notes app going with ideas and suggestions.
Do you have to
and-
politely turn down invitations, or
Sometimes.
How do you do it?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I figured
Sometimes no.
it's an
well,
everyday deal.
Hey, sorry, I already have plans. Appreciate the invite.
I would love to see Bart's notes app.
Oh,
It's still building, but it's it's in progress.
So conceivably, this could run if Arkansas wins and wins and wins and gets to the championship round.
Mm-hmm.
Conceivably, this could go until Thursday or Friday of next week. Is that
Correct.
right?
Correct. That the latest it could possibly go would be next Friday.
That's if they play a third and deciding game
That's
of the
right.
best of three championship series.
That's right.
So you've packed for everything.
I've
You
packed
packed
for
enough
everything.
that'll last you that long if necessary.
I'm even bringing a blazer just in case.
Wow.
Just in case.
What are you bringing a blazer for?
Well,
in case you go to a nice restaurant?
Well, if it's if Arkansas is playing for a national championship, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe,
Are you
church it
thinking
up
you
a
might
little.
be on the field? Is that what you're thinking?
No,
you're
just-
thinking you
just-
might be on
just
the
class
field
it up
after
a
the
little.
game?
Just class it up a little.
I got you.
You know.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun. And look, make no mistake, Arkansas can win the national championship. This is not one of those situations where you go in and you're just happy to be there or anything. Arkansas is really, really good. They have a winning record against teams in Oklahoma City, and they are absolutely good enough to win the national championship. The one team that I thought was not a great matchup for the Razorbacks is not there.
Who would that be?
Oklahoma's not there.
Yeah.
And Arkansas went to Norman and won a game and nearly won the series from Oklahoma. I just didn't love that matchup for the Razorbacks. I think they can absolutely be playing for and win the national championship.
And that's why you packed the jacket.
And that's why we're going.
Did you guys have Bart packing a blazer on your note cards there? I anticipated Bart packing for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Riley, did you think he'd pack a blazer?
I mean, I didn't think so, but I'm not surprised
Yeah.
by that, you know?
Do you have a pocket Pocket square?
No pocket square. It is a red blazer though.
Well,
bring like
it's
a tie.
It's a Razorback red.
No,
blazer. No.
Open collar?
Open collar.
You really do need some kind of pocket.
Well,
thing. I mean, they got stores over there.
Yeah,
They got stores.
I'm sure there's a Dillard.
And, I mean, you've got a little time between now and the championship round, but I think you need some kind of pocket square.
We'll investigate that. If
What
we
were you
get,
gonna
if
say,
we
Evan?
get to that point,
All
we'll
right.
investigate.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to say. I just agree.
Oh,
Need a
okay.
pocket square.
Okay.
All right.
Church it up a little bit, Bart.
Church it up.
Church it up.
It's the Women's College World Series.
That's the
for
phrase
goodness
of the
sakes.
week from Barry. We're going to church it up
That's right.
a little bit. Justin McLeod, D1 Softball. He's our guest after the break on the Chuck and Bo Show.
We're a bunch of idiots or what?
Yes.
Yes.
We are. Yes.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Getting the job done means tough and reliable equipment, and that's what WT Equipment is known for. A locally family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas, and always ready to help you get the job done. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust, like the legendary Bobcat and more, and they're offering aggressive pricing on skid steers and mini excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcats, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com. Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and when it comes to a roof or remodel, let me recommend Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Here's Teamwork COO Brett Husky on what you can expect.
We're going to be there when we say we're going to be there. We're going to have really high quality people that are going to be there that are extremely talented at what they do. You're going to get more than what you bargained for.
And Teamwork Roofing and Construction now offers financing. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by Teamwork.
There's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
For every million people, we've got 2 NFL players.
Yeah, that's really bad. Among the worst in the country.
It'd be something to speak at to an elementary class about doing whatever you want. Hey, listen.
We've got, what, 310 million people in
You could be one of the
Arkansas?
6.
310?
You want to be one of the 6? Get started today. Push-ups. Let's go.
That's about right.
Meanwhile, Mississippi, a state with a smaller population than Arkansas, has about 14 NFL players per million people. So dug into the numbers
Less
a little bit.
competition in Arkansas if you want to grow up an NFL player.
Yeah. In the 1970s, Arkansas produced 42 NFL players. In the 1980s, 44. In the 1990s, 33. In the 2000s, 32. In the 2010s, 27. And so far in this decade, which is more than half over, 12. That's the ball game right there.
Sports are part of a small town's identity, not just in Arkansas, but throughout the South, throughout our country. When you lose that, your town loses an identity, and over time you lose hope. And I realize I'm getting in some areas people don't like getting into, and I'll live with that. But I've just watched it, and it is a byproduct. And I'm going to tell you something Ryan Silverfield's doing that I like. I like the fact that he's signing in-state kids. I don't know if they're any better than the out-of-state kids. I have no idea. We'll find out when they get here. But I think it's important for high school football players in our state to feel like they can come play for the Razorbacks. I think that's important. I think it's important for towns to see that. It's part of their identity. It's part of who they are. And you never know when one of them is going to produce the next Traylon Burks or somebody like that, or Darren McFadden or someone. But you got to put yourself in a position to get those kids and to have them out there in the first place.
I appreciate you saying all that. There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Roger and the team are always there to help.
I love it. I've been doing this for 53 years, and one of the things I love most about it is our customers. Part of what makes me love the retail business is just the interaction with my customers.
Macadoodle, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Oakland is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas, and they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment, backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Tools you trust and people you know. The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
I'd like to go to Augusta National.
I would like.
Never been.
I like how you say it better too. Augusta. It's phonetically pleasing.
I strive to be phonetic.
I know you do.
One of my goals every morning.
It's a good one.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Justin McLeod, D1 softball, joining us on the line. The Razorbacks in Oklahoma City, and they will play tomorrow night, 8:30 or thereabouts, against Nebraska. And Justin, first off, good morning. How are you today?
I'm great. I appreciate you guys having me. This was fun.
So, what'd you think about Arkansas finally getting there? They're pretty excited around here.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. I understand that excitement so well because you've been so close. Arkansas's been so close, and watching them do it, but then the way they did it, just kind of still being themselves, right? Doing the things they do best. I mean, I can imagine there's a lot of excitement around there, and I'm kind of excited to see that fan base and that team over here in Oklahoma City and kind of put that on display in this stage.
What Razorback fans have been waiting, for the opportunity to go to Oklahoma City to the Women's College World Series. Kind of give us a lay of the land. What can people expect?
Well, I mean, the kicker is the environment is stellar. The weather is not, to be fair, but I think Arkansas fans probably are more familiar with that than most fan bases who come in. The environment's so good. They just made these multi-million-dollar renovations to this facility a few years ago, added the upper deck. They have all the stands in the outfield that they bring in just for the World Series. The environment's so much fun. You can feel the energy. And the kicker is, I think a lot of times people think, oh, well, Oklahoma's always in the World Series, so that's where the majority of those fans come from. Sure, there's a lot of Oklahoma fans who show up. The thing about it is I think you're going to see a lot of those same people show up because there's a lot of softball fans who show up. They just like really good softball, and that's really what buoys the environment. You have team fan bases that show up, but the environment's just so good. I think that's the best part of the World Series, to be honest with you. You have people who've shown up to the World Series for 25, 30 years, still have the same seats, or, similar to it with the changes and everything. That's the best part. I will say bring your walking shoes. The parking's not always great, but everything else, once you get into the stadiums, it's really cool.
I'm going to ask you to pardon me for not knowing, but there are many in our fan base who do not know. So I'm asking a question for them. Can you just wake up tomorrow morning and decide, hey, I'm going to drive over to Oklahoma City and watch the Women's College World Series and get tickets? Can you go?
Generally, yeah.
Okay. I
haven't looked at the secondary markets in the last couple of days, but usually, yeah, they're there. That's the beauty of the stadium improvements too, is there's that many more seats for people to have upper deck. Definitely bring your sunscreen and your water, to be fair. But there's usually tickets that are there, and that's part of the beauty of it too, is it's still an accessible event. It's certainly gotten maybe more expensive than it was 10, 15 years ago, but it's still an accessible event, 100%.
Can Arkansas win the national championship? Are they good enough to do that, do you think?
I think they're good enough to do that, yes. I think the side of the bracket they're in is a really intriguing side of the bracket, but I do think Arkansas's got a good enough team to win the national championship. I do.
What do you think in terms of their matchup with Nebraska? Talk to us about that. What Arkansas brings to the table there, what Nebraska brings to the table in that game.
Well, truth be told, I think the winner of that game is off to probably the best start of anybody in the first round on Thursday, just because that to me is the matchup of the day, which I think is also part of why you see it in primetime, right? I think those teams are actually a really intriguing matchup with one another. Like, forget the connections that Courtney Deifel and Rhonda Revelle have through the Coaches Association. You know, forget the transfers and all that. If you just look at the two teams on the field, both have really solid pitching that honestly has been approached kind of similarly this year. If you think about it, Arkansas obviously has Robin Herron to lead the staff, but you have Peyton Burnham, who at times this year has looked like the ace herself. Not necessarily when Robin Herron had an off week, but when she was, dealing with some nagging stuff, Burnham stepped up and looked like the ace. Well, very similarly at Nebraska, you have Jordy Fromm, who's the star of that team, but you have freshman Alexis Jensen, who at one point in the year actually had started 5, 6, 8 more games than Jordy had, and Jordy was coming on in relief. So you have two pitching staffs that are deep, multiple arms that can get anybody out, but also pitching staffs that have been approached very similarly where, hey, this isn't necessarily the norm, but this is what works for us, and it works so well. Then you get to the offense. Nebraska's offense is a little different than Arkansas's in that Nebraska's truthfully revolves around Jordy Fromm. She's the leading hitter. She's off the top. She's 5. Yes, the same Jordy Fromm in the circle for those who don't know. Their offense revolves around her a little bit. She's the catalyst to that. Now, it is a deep offense. Whether you have Hannah Coor, the center fielder, whether you have Jensen herself, Jessie Farrell, the catcher, the Cammonson twins, names that Arkansas fans surely will know. The offense has a lot of talent in it, but it revolves around Jordy Fromm. Arkansas's offense, to me, is a little deeper. It's a little more balanced, so you never know who's going to be the step up. But both have very deep offenses. So I actually think the matchup's a very close matchup. I think pitching the offense, it's going to be a matter of not who excels, because I think both teams are going to excel on both sides of the ball. I think it's just going to be a matter of, is it a pitching heavy day? Is it an offensive heavy day? And which one's going to show up a little more than the other?
Hey, Justin, who would you how would you seed this field, so to speak, if you were reseeding it? In other words, like who do you think are the top 2, 3 teams to beat?
I certainly think Alabama is still number one in my mind. Just not just the fact that they have blazed through the tournament so far, because several teams have done that, but like I look at the ease with which Alabama beat an LSU team in the Super Regional. Like that's no matter who it is, that's a conference opponent, very familiar opponent, and Alabama made it look very easy. They are about as complete an Alabama team as I have seen, and I'm including the national championship team in 2012 when I say that. So to me, they're still number one. I will say this: I don't know if I was reseeding would I put them to, but I do think in my mind Tennessee, out of the top half of the bracket, is probably the team that catches my eye the most. I think that is a pitching heavy side of the bracket, and I think Tennessee's pitching is the deepest of any of those 4 teams. So I look at an Alabama team that's about as complete as anybody and has shown that. Well, and I don't say it because of this, but Tennessee also happens to be the only SEC team that took the series from Alabama this year. And I just keep going back to that pitching depth there at Tennessee. To me, those are the 2 teams. Alabama, to me, is the team to beat, not just because they're number one, but because I think they've shown to be the most complete team at all turns this season. After that, to me, Tennessee's next on that list, just because in a World Series that's pitching heavy, they have maybe the deepest pitching of anybody.
Justin McLeod, D1 Softball. Justin, we'll get you out of here with this. Are we paying more attention to it because Arkansas is in the tournament this year, or is this going to be a year where there are huge TV numbers? The popularity of the sport just continues to grow. What do you attribute that to?
I think the growth of the sport is now, I think it's multiplying on itself at this point. Like at this, you think about it, some of these numbers this year, if you look at the regionals, for instance, I think, and I may be misquoting this, but as I remember it, the top 2 regional games in terms of viewership were both Texas against Baylor and Wisconsin. I don't know about you guys, but Texas versus Baylor and Texas versus Wisconsin's not really, top shelf matchups. So I think the growth of the sport, especially on TV, is multiplying itself because people say, oh, hey, softball's on, let me go see what it is, and they tune in and they stay in. I do think this World Series has the potential to do some really impressive numbers, if only because there's so much question around it. Like there's not an Oklahoma like there was a few years ago, 4 national championships straight. Okay, well, Oklahoma's just going to beat everybody. Oh, why would I watch? There's so much intrigue around this one. You've got 2 teams who've never been here before in Arkansas and Mississippi State, a Nebraska team that, in terms of modern softball fans, they see it as a new team. Nebraska's been here a few times, but not since 2013. And then you have some teams that have been here but maybe haven't gotten as far in recent memory. Alabama, Tennessee made the semis but hasn't played for a natty in a while, different things like that. I think this field actually could buoy this year's tournament to some really good numbers, especially if it plays out to be as competitive of a week as it looks like on paper. If that happens, I think we could do some numbers that catch people's eyes for sure.
Justin McLeod, D1 softball. Thank you, Justin. Look forward to maybe running into you this weekend. Thanks a lot.
See you here, guys.
All right. Thank you, Justin. He's loaded for bear and ready to go, Bart.
Yeah, as am I.
Is Alabama the team to beat, though?
Yeah, I agree.
Didn't they beat Arkansas the other day?
They did, yeah.
Okay.
They're loaded, and they are a tough out. They're as good as anybody. Arkansas has beaten them this year, though, and it's not a situation where Arkansas would go into that game being scared or anything like that, right?
I got you.
I think it's going to be really competitive. I think it's going to be really fun. I think there are several teams that are going to have an opportunity to win it all. I would only probably say that there are maybe 2 teams there that I would put kind of at the like, it would surprise me if they won it. The other 6, they can absolutely win it, and it would not be that shocking. I do agree with what Justin said, though. This Nebraska-Arkansas game, whoever wins that game is going to be in a really good spot moving forward.
8:43, what to watch is next. This is the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
I mean, look, this is what we do. We heal the hurting. We touch the hearts. We talk about the things that matter to people.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Life is better with community banking from First Security, where personal connections make a difference every day. Families get bankers who know their names, know their needs, and love to help. Businesses work with responsive lenders who make fast local decisions that help build success. And communities thrive with First Security because our team is rooted here too. Choose the power of personal. First Security. Bank better. FSbank.com, member FDIC.
There's nothing like a day at the ballpark.
Cold Yingling Lager. First pitch. That's how you start it right.
From the oldest brewery in America. It's smooth, balanced, and built for baseball.
But you know how it gets out there. That Arkansas sun's no joke.
That's why you bring a backup plan.
Yingling Light Lager. Crisp, refreshing, and ready when the heat kicks in.
Start with lager.
Switch to Light Lager.
And stay cool from the first pitch to the final out. Proud sponsor of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Olympic gold medalists, world record holders, national champions, and more. Watch the greatest track and field athletes in the world compete in Fayetteville for the 2026 NCAA Outdoor Track and Field First Rounds, May 27th through 30th. Witness greatness as world-class athletes look to punch their ticket to the NCAA Championships on campus at John McDonnell Field. Secure your tickets today at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
You know, I love talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, and Bo's latest selling experience is a perfect example of why. Within 5 minutes of listing his home, Bo had a showing, and just 2 days later, he had an offer. And just like my own experience with them, they took care of everything from start to finish. That's what you get when you work with a trained real estate professional. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, has been turning houses into homes since 1978, serving Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and Branson. For more information, log on to WeickerGriffin.com.
There's no better place to watch a game than Walk On Sports Bistro. With more than 60 TVs at every location, catch all the summer sports action while you cool off with mouth-watering Louisiana favorites like po' boys and gumbo, plus burgers, ice-cold draft beers, and cocktails made for hot days. Incredible food, outstanding service, and a game day atmosphere that never takes a season off. Visit one of the 5 locations across Arkansas today, including Rogers and Fayetteville. Walk On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Man, I love spending time at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark. Members enjoy it all. They've got state-of-the-art practice facilities, dining, events, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, as well as tennis and pickleball courts. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. Your home away from home.
Hold on, guys. I'm on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hold on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, see, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Baseball taught me teamwork, dedication, and the power of community. That's why I'm teaming up with Pascal ProPath to give back to charities that give every kid a chance to play. And right now you can pitch in. For every Pascal member signed up today through the end of May, Pascal will donate a portion of every membership to give back to youth sports. Become a member today, help give back in a big way. Pitch in with Pascal ProPath and help support kids in your community. Join today at pascalpropath.org.
Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered.
Having what they came down here for in stock on the shelf is very important. You're going to find everything that you could possibly want. I've heard customers tell me, Bo, over the years that they may be sitting around, somebody brings up some weird name whiskey, and somebody will chime in and say, well, if anybody's got it, it's going to be Macadoodles.
Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
There's nothing like a day at the ballpark.
Cold Yingling Lager, first pitch. That's how you start it right.
From the oldest brewery in America. It's smooth, balanced, and built for baseball.
But you know how it gets out there. That Arkansas sun's no joke.
That's why you bring a backup plan.
Yingling Light Lager, crisp, refreshing, and ready when the heat kicks in.
Start with lager.
Switch to light lager.
And stay cool from the first pitch to the final out. Proud sponsor of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple. If you listen closely, you can actually hear society crumbling. If you listen closely.
You can.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A couple of notes from the SEC meetings. We'll find out either today or tomorrow the kickoff times for, I guess, the first 3 Razorback football games. That always comes out of the SEC meetings. Ryan Silverfield will take his turn at the podium today, so we'll have some sound from him tomorrow on the program. All the coaches are being asked all kinds of things, like the playoff, for example. And Silverfield and Golish and Sumrall and all those guys, they've got the fallback this year. I'm a new guy. I got to get my feet underneath me.
My opinion doesn't
I'm only worried about my team. I'm not worried about those issues. I got my hands full where I am. They got the stock answer ready to go. And I would imagine Silverfield's probably going to say something like that. Golish certainly did yesterday. Also, and this is not the major thing that's going to come out of the meetings, but I think it's important. All conference games, that second to last Saturday of the regular season, when, Alabama plays Northern Illinois, or somebody plays a directional school, no more. The SEC has issued an edict. You will play a conference game. The schedule is going to be set up to where you will play a conference game that weekend. You're not going to be able to pad your schedule with a directional school before you play your arch rival. You're not going to be able to do that anymore. I think that's good. I think it's significant. And but again, it's not going to be the most newsworthy thing that comes out of there.
Pour one out for the Alabama-Samford game that always seems to fall on that weekend.
Yeah, speaking of pouring one out, you know what day it is?
It is Wind Down Wednesday.
It is Wind Down Wednesday. What to watch brought to you by Macadoodles. It is indeed Wind Down Wednesdays. That means 15% off all wine in the store. And they do have the best assortment of wine, beer, spirits, a level of service that is absolutely unmatched. And you find that out each and every time you go into Macadoodles. 2 locations, Bella Vista State Line and Guess Who in Bentonville. What are we watching, Bart?
Women's College World Series tomorrow. It gets underway 11 a.m. Texas Tech and Mississippi State, 1:30 Tennessee, Texas, 6 o'clock Alabama, UCLA, and then 8:30 Arkansas and Nebraska in the Hogs' first ever appearance in the Women's College.
Gentle Ben's excited.
ESPN2 will have the Razorback game. The Lawrence Regional, Arkansas, Missouri State, 5 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Here's the other thing I'm watching when it comes to the baseball regional, Chuck. Arkansas has been on the road for a regional 10 times under Dave Van Horn. They're 4-6 in those regionals, meaning 4 times they've advanced out of it, 6 times they have not. All 4 times when the Razorbacks have advanced out of a regional on the road under Dave Van Horn, they have gone to Omaha.
Stat of the day right there.
So it truly is an Omaha or bust situation historically when it comes to Dave Van Horn taking the Razorbacks on the road for a regional.
Wow. There you have it. So if they get out of Lawrence, make your reservations, baby.
Go ahead and book the trip.
I was not aware of that. Do we have a caller on the line? How much time do we have? Do we have time to go to it? All right, let's go to Jim in Mountain Home. Jim, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Hi, guys. Hey, so, I'm thinking Pop-Tart Bowl, Tostita Bowl, those minor bowls, will they be sponsoring a playoff game along with it being a home game? Because you have to have those bowls don't want to give up their contracts, right?
Well, I'm sure that some of the minor bowls will go away. I mean, if you got 24 teams, you got 12 games. You'll there's enough bowls out there, but I don't know exactly how they're going to do that. I have no idea. I'm not even sure they figured that part out yet.
Besides home team, they could probably get a sponsor or two, and of course, money's king. So
I'm not sure. I mean, what are you saying there? I'm not sure. I understand what you're driving at.
Well, besides having a home field, could they get corporate sponsorships of a bowl that might be disappearing?
I understand. So you would essentially play the bowl game on your campus? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. But let's say that we don't have the military bowl because of the playoff.
Yeah.
Well, the playoff would say yes, and we're going to take the place of the military bowl, and we're going to probably have it in Memphis or near Memphis, and then work that out that way, and everybody gets happier.
I would
the
not
minor
think
bowls may get screwed.
Well, yeah, I mean the minor bowls are going to get screwed. I mean that's a given. I would imagine if they go to 24 teams or even when they go to 16, they're going to do it in a similar fashion to what they do now. You're going to have on-campus games early on, and then you'll have neutral site ball games as you go further. I have a hard time believing. I'm just going to be honest. I have a hard time believing that a playoff game would replace a minor bowl. I don't think, for example, it'd be the Poland, the Poland Weed Eater quarterfinal matchup. I don't see that. But there may be some operations out there that are looking for something to sponsor if they lose their bowl game. So I don't know. There's a lot to be ironed out. I will admit I had not thought of it from that perspective. All right, we're back tomorrow. Bart's on the road. He'll be in Oklahoma City. Talk to you then.
Baseball taught me teamwork, dedication, and the power of community. That's why I'm teaming up with Pascal ProPath to give back to charities that give every kid a chance to play. And right now you can pitch in. For every